I want my video to come up. I just sat on the arm of the couch. I was telling everybody else, and I just did a video. And when I get nervous, and then I might repeat the same thing. And I went to like edit it out, and then I said, you know what, phooey, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. It's okay. Just say, oh, she said that already, or whatever. It's all right. Um, and hi, nature. Welcome in, Donna. Did I say hello? Hello, Donna. And Dolly. Dolly, you remember that? And the other thing I used to do when I first started, and I started first, I used to say deuces at the end of my videos. And then all of a sudden I saw my mirror image, deuces, and I stopped. But you are right, Dolly. I used to say, call a spade a spade. And you have not heard me say that anymore since. But the greatest compliment, Michelle B., the greatest compliment anyone can ever give you is to copy you. I'm just saying. And you are, and the thing is, I don't even have to say it. It's there. But someone else told me the same exact thing, Michelle. The same exact thing you just said. And I take it as a compliment. But sometimes I take it as a slap in the face because I feel like maybe I got used. But you know what? Okay. Thank you, Michelle. And now they're using Buckle Up Buttercup. Okay. You know, I'm not going to let it get to me like last Saturday. You guys know I was like ready to just, and that was part of the reason. But I'm not that kid that used to run home from school. I'm not that person. But I do try to move with grace. I try to move with purpose. I try not to be prideful. That's why, I mean, if you see me like cough or something, and I'm not trying to be all cutesy and, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not ratchet. I'm a suburban person. I just live my life. And I want all of you to keep being you because you are beautiful people. From what I can tell, you truly are. Okay, and nature says Donna Robinson. Hey, Donna, good evening or night to you. And Angela's saying hello. Donna, everybody's saying hello. Nature and Angela and Lioness. And Dolly says, thanks for joining Nonya Sis Chatters while we wind down. Hi, baby girl. Come on in. Come on in and wind down. Just come on in. Yes, Betty, you did make me smile. Small things make me smile. You know, I don't need grand gestures, but that was so sweet because you actually noticed that my water bill made me go pee. And it did. It did make me smile. Baby girl, welcome in. Welcome in. Gwen is saying hello to everyone. And again, moderators, be on the lookout. And Gwen, I just mentioned before you got here. Let's see, Gwen, I say the same thing. I hope she's recording it. She needs to go tell her lawyer, she does, that she is afraid to stay at that house at night. She does, but I mean, we know it's a skit and Wayne may not do, you know, what we want, but to share this kind of information amongst each other is crucial. Crucial. So even if Wayne doesn't put it out, these are in Wayne's way educational skits to a point. We don't like the sex. We don't like the lying and conniving and the whole bit. But today was to show that after that arm grab, and I think most of you know I said it, this is going to turn into domestic violence. And someone said, oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. because that's what Wayne is showing us. This is how it starts. And after she delivered that slap from Mississippi, what did he do? He got up, he was pleased, and he smiled. And people who are of that heart and that spirit, of course they liked it. Of course they did, because maybe that's who they are. Maybe that's who they are. I don't know, but that's not who we are. Hi, Deborah. Good evening. Good evening. Amber could not sleep in that house with Anthony. I would not trust him. Deborah, this is how people get unalived when they are in domestic violence situations. It can happen. Was I surprised that she slapped him? No, because you can only taunt some people to a point. But when that person raises up and they're laughing at you like they're the devil, look at it for what it is. All the bashing of Amber and all that, that's fluff. That's superficial. Take the lesson, okay? Take the lesson that Wayne is actually giving. If they want to be hate mongers, let them. Who cares? We don't care. We're not going to get ill from this. We're not going to be hurt by comments we see. People are who they are. I don't trust a lot of people. I have people in here I don't trust. Okay? And for good reason, trust me. Look, trust me. Hi, Alexis. Welcome in. And I don't mean you guys that, I don't mean you. Alexis, hi. I love Tabira. What did Tabira do today, Alexis? When she pops off on people, it's time. It's time. As long as she doesn't put her hands on anybody and they don't put their hands on Tamara, it is time for her to pop off, especially on those gold-digging women, because they're going to throw darts at her just like they throw at Amber. There's a reason they put Tamara in that spot. And Tamara's going to toughen up. She's going to learn, and she's going to grow, Alexis. That I do believe. I don't like that she still likes hanging out with Shayla, but I do believe that Tamara is going to see Shayla for who she really is. So I'm keeping that close to me because I think that's what they're going to do with the Tamara character. And I'm just guessing. But, I have no inside knowledge of anything. Nonya, they're saying they're doing that to turn on each other. They are. That's what Wayne does. But this is pushing it to a new level. And when people are led and they just believe all this stuff, are you really learning anything from it? Are you just following the crowd? So don't let your spirits get upset. Just let it go. If that's how people think, let them think that way. Don't let it infect you. Stay you, boo. And I'm glad somebody is using my new term, my fifth term that's being copied. That's fine with me. Buckle up, buttercup. Because it's going to be a long, hot summer. And I had the other one about spring and summer. So I changed it up because it was being used too. But that's okay. Like Michelle B says, if they're copying you, you must be doing something right. And I really don't care if they do. It's all right. So buckle up, buttercup, because it is going to get worse before it gets better. And Wayne is trying to, in his own way, educate. And if you look at Wayne and Anthony, they are the same. They live for money. So we may know he cares about Amber, but when Anthony is around, it's all about the Benjamins. And keep that in mind. Okay, and yeah, they're going to turn on each other, and they're going to see, when I said the other night, they want to see how many people are impressionable, how many people they can get to change their minds, how many people will follow the Pied Piper, and this can be repeated. I don't care. You repeat that, it's okay with me. It's okay, because this is the Pied Piper move. Learn this in school. And that's like a science experience. And that's what's going on here. And that's why you see people on other platforms doing what they do, because they know what's going on. They've been watching these skits long enough also. And Dolly, yes, to turn on each other. That's exactly what they're doing. They want to see who they can convince to change from whatever it is that they probably stand on. Can we convince these people to change up? Can we apply enough pressure? And that's what is going on here. So when people start falling in line, like the Pied Piper's mice, that's what they're looking for. And that's why I said this is a science experience or experiment. That's why I said that, because that's exactly what this is. So now we have domestic violence. And yes, Nonya called it, and I shouted it out. When he grabbed her arm, I knew where Wayne was going. And I think some of you did as well. This is DV. That's what you saw today. The man is taunting that woman, calling her names, and it happens in real life. That's the sad part, is that people can sit there and pass judgment, show no grace, no mercy, because that's who people are. Not everybody, of course. I don't mean it that way. But learn from whatever it is you're seeing. Learn from the people you think are cool that are around us. Watch them move. Watch their moves. And you can see it. And most of you know that's discernment, right? So anyway, that's enough lecturing from me. Okay. Angela says, what was the purpose of Shayla telling Tamara to go beg Wayne back for the 30K? Money. Because remember, Shayla is all about money. Shayla doesn't have any shame. Shayla has no shame. Shayla is about, again, the Benjamins. Let's see if somebody copies that. Tomorrow, let me know if somebody says the Benjamins tomorrow. Anyway, the Benjamins, that phrase has been around forever. But Angela, because to Shayla, the money is the most important thing. That's why she's telling Tamara that. She wants her to drop her standards, lower her self-worth, go back to Wayne, take the money, be quiet, and do as you're told, like Wayne wants Tamara and any of his other women to do. That's who Wayne is. Hi, Miss Fatale. How are you? Thank you, Nature. Absolutely right, Nonya. I mean, it is what it is. They can take it as education of regular, everyday people, of Wayne's world. It is education. We may not like the delivery. We definitely don't like domestic violence. But when that man grabbed her arm, I knew this was going to become domestic violence. I'm not a victim, but I've had them on this side of me and on this side of me. So if it never happened to you, thank goodness. But if you even feel something that's off, just pay attention to yourself. And you guys know, I always say I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not this. I'm none of those things. I'm just a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a sister. All those things. Auntie, cousin. Okay. But that's why, Angela, she's safer in that house at morning than at night. No one knows the real Anthony outside. He's playing the victim behind closed doors. And that's what they do. That's what these people do. And they keep you isolated. Amber is isolating herself because Amber still is not understanding. Again, if you've never been a victim, you won't know what's going on because you don't know what you don't know. And that's the sad part, but that's the true part. You don't know. And I really want her to go and see her attorney and ask her attorney or let her attorney know that he's taunting her and that she slapped him. She reached back to Idaho and she delivered a slap that almost buckled him to the floor, and he got up laughing. And that is a demon. Okay, let's see. Good evening. Hi, Trap Star. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. And then I didn't watch any skits today. I was working on taking out the video that I put in earlier because I see, it feels like YouTube is going to be asking that video that we didn't make comes out of these. So I have to go through 151 videos. I did pull, I think, maybe 25 shorts, and I put them to the side. The ones that have music, I pulled them because I don't want them to say, I'm using repetitive content because I don't want to use too much of anybody's anything. So that's what I spent, the majority of my day doing, just because after I've read their new SOPs, standard operating procedures, their policies, things like that. They're very unclear, just as they are at work on most jobs. And so that's what I've been doing. So did I lose some hours? I did. But our chats will make up for the hours. I mean, it just is what it is. It's, for me, a learning experience because I was taught to do something. And now it turns out, and it wasn't wrong what I was doing. It's just that I can see the writing on the wall. That's why I think some of this stuff's going on. So I'm just getting rid of it right now. And if I lose 300 hours, it's okay. I will make it back up because this is more important than me whining about, well, I lost 300. No, we're going to do it right. We're going to get it right. And we're going to keep a clean channel. Okay. Nature says it is learning and education that Wayne is unveiling to everyone. Remember when Wayne did the Me Too movement, when Rose's friend kissed him in the hallway. Rose never knew to this day. Was it Audrey? But yeah, the Me Too movement. And how soon we forget, right? And Dolly says, yes, I heard her. Hello, Trap Star. Donna says, why has Candace not done anything to the podcast room? Delicia offered to help her, and she got it, but she doesn't. She may pull it together last minute. And again, I didn't watch anything today, but maybe Candace isn't qualified. And this could be a lesson in taking up a job that you are not qualified for. I mean, I see lessons throughout these skits in the threads. Sometimes, not all the time, of course. And sometimes I'll sit there and say, why are they doing this? But like what you just said about Delicia offering to help Candace, it could be that Candace bit off more than she could chew. And that could very well be a lesson in life, a life lesson. And I mean, that's just how I see it. That's how I think. Nonya, charge them for my words. There's been plenty of words that I've used, but you know what? Like Michelle B said, I'm sorry, I just got a notification about copyright. I don't know why, unless I have video in it, but I'll look at that later. And this is on one of our teas. Chit Chat with, oh, this is about Kiki. So I don't know what that's about, but whatever it is, I'll take it down. So we don't even know where these copyright things are coming from. I just know they're watching my channel. And okay. In the meantime, I'm going to keep cleaning up my channel. and I'm going to watch every single video down the line, every live, because the lives have more time on them. I'm just going to keep watching them. I won't ask you to. You can if you want to, but it'll come up because I see they're watching my channel. They're seeing what I do. I don't even know what copyright. It's probably the video. So I'm going to take it out of Kiki. And if I can't take it out because there's too much, I'm going to delete the video. Because sometimes it's really hard to get clips out because of the way the clips might be done. It used to be that you would talk, say 75% of the time, and then you could use like 25% video. That seems to be changing. And I think that's part of the law, effective January 2026, that I don't think people are recognizing. But I see it, and I'm taking all that video out. And if I can't take it out, I look at how long the video is or how long the live is. I look at it and say, okay, if this is 1 hour, then I know how many times that video needs to be watched to make up for that. So, but again, I'm not going anywhere. Let's see. Gwen says, yeah, about Candace. Yeah, I wish I could, Angela. My rose-colored glasses. And then Dave said it, or Ben said it 2 days later. Oh, yeah, I see it. And now they're using Buckle Up Buttercup. I used to say, call a spade a spade. I don't say it anymore. But you know what? It's actually, like Michelle said, when people do that, you must be doing something right. I'm just me. I'm just me. I just know what I know. I'm not a youngster. I'm in my 60s, and I've seen a lot. So, the Buckle Up Buttercup was worn out today. Really, Miss Fatal? And then at first I was saying, buckle up, it's going to be a long spring and summer. And then that got used, and now they're using Buckle Up Buttercup. Okay. And I'm going to keep saying it, and this time I'm not changing it. I'm saying Buckle Up Buttercup. That's my slogan. And if they like it, I'm glad they like it. What can I say? Am I supposed to just I'd sit here and be quiet, right? Don't say a word. Child, please. This time, I'm not. So, Miss Fatal, they wore it out today, huh? And we do have spies who come in here, and I know who they are. But you know what? Spy on, because we're not doing anything bad. We're not doing anything. Moderators, please stay on the alert, because we see what's going on. I know who it is. But I'm glad they like our content. We know those things happen. However, why are they justifying? Because, Dolly, it's an experiment. America is a patriarchy country. The men lead this country. Okay, and it's been that way forever. You know, Adam and Eve in the Bible, blah, 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 all this, right? So, to me, what I'm seeing is an experiment. And I said this earlier, I've said it before, is how many people that are, say, steadfast in the way you think, how many of those people can be persuaded to change their stance? How many people are young enough where they're still impressionable and they're easy to change? Think about it. If it's a scientific experiment, and people do this to see what the reactions are, and how many people can we not change? So, Dolly, that is why I think they're doing it. They want to whitewash Anthony, and you will see a lot of people will say, "Oh no, no, Anthony, what did Anthony do?" Like they totally forgot what Anthony did. Now this is all about bashing Amber. But keep in mind, don't justify it. Let them say whatever they want to say. You don't believe that. Stand fast in what you believe. That's called fluff. That's called fluff. Okay? I'm telling you, that's a it's like a science experience. And it is. I mean, I'm not a teacher or anything, but that's what they're doing. They want to see if they can whitewash Anthony. They've already tried to oil Shayla up to make her look like the voice of reason in Skitland. Now, people aren't buying the part about Shayla, but because Anthony is a man, they want to see, okay, how many people can we get to say, oh, it's not Anthony's fault. Anthony's not doing anything. But don't we know better? Don't we know who's driving this train between Shayla and Amber? Anthony, right in the middle. But they want you to think Anthony's doing nothing. But again, I'm not a teacher. I'm backing off of that. But Dolly, that's what they're doing. Okay? Don't fall for it. Because you'll just be part of the Pied Piper's crew. You know, the Pied Piper story. Nature says, then we don't know who else creative writing is invited in the main storylines. He said an interview of the skits has to do with his life. Now, I don't know. I know a little bit about his life, but I also know that he talks to Tyler Perry. Okay? Just keep that in mind also. Was this him and Gina? Who knows? We don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about Country Wayne's, personal life, just what we all read. Same thing you read in social media. That's what I've been reading for years. Same thing. So we don't know his personal life. And honestly, I don't care. What I care about are the messages. And that wasn't to be rude to you. Okay. Don't take it that way, please. The messages that these skits are putting out, because it is educational, but they're dark. They're dark. Okay. And then, so keep it, they're just dark. Let's see, Gwen, that podcast room looks so dull for 60K. And I think that's a lesson also. Candace has bitten off more than she can chew. So in these storylines, I'm starting to see more and more, where before the messages weren't as clear. Now they're starting to sharpen the tools. And I think with Candace, instead of getting better, she's been stagnated. And why is she stagnated? Maybe she's worried about Maggie because her husband is mentally involved with somebody else emotionally, right? Good evening. Hi, Michelle Thompson. How are you? I hope all of you are well. No headaches, no high blood pressure, none of that stuff. We got this. Forget the outside noise. I don't care if they use Buckle Up Buttercup. They use my ace of spades. They use my deuces. People use all kinds of things. And like Michelle B said, and Michelle, thank you for that. I must be doing something right. But I'm not gonna stop saying but Buckle Up Buttercup. My grandpa used to say that when we were little kids in the backseat in the car, all piled up going somewhere. All, two sitting on each other, one sitting on somebody else's lap. So anyway, nature. Do you think that was his real life with mom and dad? If it is so sad. Could be, Angela. Do you mean Anthony in the skits? Or do you mean Wayne? because both those men lost their moms early. Wayne and Anthony have a lot in common. If you think about it, they have a lot in common. But the one thing that they both truly love is money. Hmm. That's what keeps them together. And I don't think Anthony likes Wayne one bit. Not, I'm talking about skits, but it's all about the Benjamins, right? So try to maybe, I'm not going to lose sight of what's going on, but after seeing the DV come to fold and come to pass, and I knew it was coming, you think anybody's going to say, oh, you were right? Nope. They're not going to say that ever. But I don't need them to say it, because when you live it, you see the signs. I mean, I didn't live it, but people very, very near to me have. Okay, and then great question, Angela. Angela, right, nothing but some folding chairs and 3 cameras. I know, where's the couch? Where's the couch? Alexis, Delicia's daughter is going to tell Shayla. You know what? She might. Alexis, I agree with you. I think Tally, her nickname Tally, is going to tell Shayla. I think you're right on the money with that one, Alexis. Yep, I agree. Think so. Good evening, Dolly. Michelle Thompson is in the house saying hello to everybody. Hi, Tyrane. How are you? Good to see you. And we're taking a chill pill tonight so we can wind down. And when you guys, and don't forget, this time I'm going to say it. You guys know I had to change my motto, my slogan again. And I was just told by a few people that now it's buckle up, buttercup, that other people are using. But you know what? We're going to own it. We are going to own it. It's ours. Ours. They took the other ones. I said, okay, I'm going to do something else. No, this time I'm not. Buckle up, buttercup, that belongs to us. Period. Okay. And thank you for liking what we do over here. Okay. And yes, Gwen, even in the big office, I know, folding chairs. Trapstar says, I'm really sick of Anthony, Wayne, and Shayla in Amber's storyline. Her time with Dave doesn't need to discuss what Anthony is saying, and they don't need to always be sleeping together in every scene. And that is by design too, Trapstar. And I say the reason I say that is so that they can strip Amber down and keep saying, Anthony's a good guy. What's wrong with Anthony? Look at Amber. That's what they do. This year is worse than last year. It is. And again, it's to see what works. Mm-hmm. Okay. Michelle says AD mind is twisted to be turned on that way. Exactly, Dolly. And you see when Shayla kicked him, when Angelina did whatever you call it, noogie or whatever the kids call it, and then he sits there and after she delivered the slap from Idaho, Minnesota, Philadelphia, wherever she delivered it from, he raises up like a demon. He's rubbing his face and he's smiling like he's happy. That, I truly believe, is what Coco knows about Anthony. Is that Anthony's secret? Is it? And is that the same man who got out of the car, that Bentley that day, that everybody Googled over, thought he was so sweet and nice? That's the same man. Mm-hmm. Wayne should have made Delicia and Amber decorate the podcast room. Wayne don't care. He just wants it done. He just wants it done. And then we got Danielle over there mad because she can't get Amber on the phone. She got Amber on the phone. Amber's smiling like she's happy. It's none of Danielle's business. There's something wrong with both Melissa and Danielle because they have some kind of obsession with people. And there are people like that. They want to cling to you. I had a person that wants to cling to me. You don't even know me. What do you want to cling to me for? Because they want what's in my head, as I have learned. Mm-hmm. I am not kidding you. I'm not. But I learned. Maybe the hard way, but I learned. Okay. And Angela Atkinson, I am not certain, but he includes his family in the skits and not sure who he is referring to in the story. It could be a mixture of people. We know that he's only been married once. That didn't end well. Um, and it was a short marriage. But, you know, I don't know anything about Wayne. I just, basically know what's on social media, what's been out there for years. So I am personally going to try to stick to his storyline. Now, I will talk about Amber's outside stuff because I like what she does for her fan base. I like it. And Amber said she's going to be in her last, if Carol CC is here, Amber said in her last live, she said she's about to become the most hated woman in Skitland. Or I think she might have said Skitlanta. But this is why. Amber knew this was coming. So she's an actress, she performs, and she warned us that people are going to become haters. I, for one, am not. I'm an Amber fan, and I'm going to stick with Amber. I am not certain, Angela. Okay, got that one. Hi, Gwen. Be cautious as serpents and innocent as doves. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Dolly. Boy, nature, that is so sad if a married couple could live like that. Angela, they do. They do. There are people who stay in domestic violence marriages. They stay out of love, they stay out of fear, they stay for money, they stay because they don't know anything else to do. They stay. Amber wants out, and I did say in the video that I produced, I think it crashed. I have to upload it again. I've been trying to do 50 things on 3 computers and a phone. So just realize that the 50,000 is like Brittany said. The 50%. It's a negotiating tactic. Most women ask for 50%, or the courts will say, the attorneys will say apply for 50%. Even though he had the affair first, he's got the baby, blah, blah, blah. They'll say apply in an equitable state, apply for the 50%. You either get it or you don't. And that's why people do it. It is a tactic in divorce. Divorce, like anything else, is a game. In some states, they don't side with the woman. They don't care what the man does. It's a part of the good old boy network. Let's see. Miss Fatale says Shayla gets the fallout from that relationship. Anything that Tamara gets from Wayne, Shayla, believe me, is getting a cut. Dinners, the podcast, you name it, because Shayla knows how to get people's money. Shayla is a Wayne, and that's why Wayne said both him and Shayla are savages. Anthony is a savage in his own right. He's a different kind of savage. Angela Atkinson, I was watching an interview with Wayne and think he was talking to Big Boy. I know Big Boy, who Big Boy is. A popular radio host who was speaking to him about the skits. He said the skits come from his life. Because he was only married to one person. So that must have been a humdinger of a short marriage, right? But yeah. Yeah, I know. I watch Big Boy sometimes, honestly. I also watch a podcast called, I'm not going to say it online. Maybe I shouldn't. One Journey is in the house. One Journey, how are you? I am proud of you for going on tonight. I wasn't feeling it and I wasn't doing it. And that's that. No, thank you. But One Journey, I know you did a fantastic job. I applaud you. I'm done. I'm done. Anyway, if you want to come up, please do. If you want, that's fine. You're always welcome, and you know that. But I did see you on there. I did not watch. I came and I got into my live about 10 minutes early because I knew there were people in here that were upset. So that's why I came here. I no longer care about that. My spirit is in a good place. I don't need the hostility. But One Journey, you are a true New Yorker. You stand your ground. Me, I don't have a poker face. And that's why I knew I wasn't going to do it. But anyway, I'm curious to get your feedback. And this is not to do any bashing or anything. I'm curious what you talked about. If you want to share it, that's fine. Because I'm not going back to look at the video. I'm not going to. I don't like what's going on over there. I don't like the hate mongering. I don't like it. And I don't have to subject, as you know, because I know you're quick to say, what you'll say. I know you well enough. I mean, a little bit, but that's not my cup of tea. It's not. So, but I know you delivered it. I know you closed the deal because that's who you are, One Journey. It is who you are. Me, I just came over here to make sure the people that were in here were okay because they can come in, So, also One Journey, the one thing I was saying today is that there are people who are coming into the chat. They're using curse words. So if anyone sees them, right click on your mouse, remove the first comment. If they do it again, put them in timeout, please. We don't ban anybody, but depending on the comment they make it 5 minutes or make it 15 minutes, depending on, the type of comment they make. And there are people who know better. They know better, and they're doing it. So the only person that a lead moderator can do it, but like a moderator to moderator, you can't do anything with that. So if you have a problem like that, just let me know, and I will take care of it. Because this is about protecting this channel. I couldn't have this channel without the chatters. But this is a safe space. This is social media. We all know that. It gets broadcast and we can't get it back. But One Journey, I applaud you. I wasn't surprised that you went, but I wasn't going. I know my temper. I know me, and I'd rather be here because I knew there were people in this chat room. And that's why I came here instead, because this feels better from my spirit to come and see people who may have been affected by what happened today on the skits. I also, One Journey, did a video. I was sitting on the couch. I was trying to load it, but it won't load on the phone for some reason. But it was on domestic violence, just a quick and dirty. No, I'm not a psychologist, doctor, none of that. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an auntie, I'm a sister, all these things. And I just threw it together because when Anthony grabbed her arm, I said last week, Wayne is about to introduce domestic violence into this skit line, the storyline. And I told someone that, and they said, oh, no, they're not. Oh, yes, they are. Because he does, in his own way, use this as a learning tool. And what happened today? Amber delivered a slap from Idaho. And what did Anthony do? He raised up, he rubbed his face, and he smiled like a demon. That's why probably he never got mad at Shayla. because I don't know, but he's going to keep provoking her. And that is how domestic violence can start. But there are people, we don't know what we don't know. And you and I both know that. There are things we just don't know until they happen to us. But I saw that coming a mile away. I hope so. I don't like Danielle. Amber's mouth is dangerous. Yeah, Amber talks too much, that's for sure. But I think she's keeping her distance from Danielle on purpose. And not so much because of Dave, but I think it might have more to do with how nosy Danielle is. Because she hasn't spoken to Danielle, has she, since Danielle told Anthony off? Was that the last time she spoke to Danielle? And then honestly, Tyrone, the other thing is that when you are going through a divorce, you're not trying to get on the phone to chit chat about it. And this lady is so, well, what's wrong with Amber? All she's going to do is pillow talk and tell Ben. That's how she knows about it. Ben told her. But she's just, her and her sister seem to have some kind of, I don't know, again, I'm not a doctor, but some kind of obsessive energy about them. And it's just burning her up that Amber won't call her and tell her what's going on. Lady, you and Amber are not besties. So Tyrone, I don't like Danielle either. There's something about Danielle. And hopefully, actually, Tyrone, I think Amber's, well, around the snakes, though, she's been talking way too much. But I get the impression she doesn't care if they know. I think she kind of wants it out there. I do. Because the things that she's telling them, I don't know. I can't nitpick it anymore. She runs her mouth too much. But on the other hand, maybe she wants them to know what's going on. We never know. But you cannot sit, I'll say this, in domestic violence quietly. Now, don't expect her to say that to anybody. Unless it's Ernestine, she'll tell Ernestine. But yeah, so if you know of domestic violence, do something, say something. I saw that same interview with Big Boy. Yes. And One Journey, do you want to come up? Follow your spirit. Exactly. Follow your spirit. Don't follow the Pied Piper. Follow your spirit and what you believe in. Stand in your truth. I'm sorry. I guess my inhaler's not coming today either. So anyway, hi Scousins. Hi Auntie. Yeah. Magnolia. Hi doll. How are you doing? No one has clean hands. I'm sorry, One Journey. No one has clean hands or is without sin. Repent, self-correct, no repeat, and build again. And if you have to build again somewhere else, then you build again somewhere else. I'm hoping that Amber will go see her attorney tomorrow and get the heck out of there. Don't move with Dave. Move into an apartment. She has a condo. Somebody lives there. She's got a renter. So move somewhere else. Anthony never really tell all of what he did. And Dolly, he won't. People like Anthony don't tell on themselves. They don't tell what they do. They want to appear to be the good guy, always. And abusers typically will do that, from what I have seen. And again, no doctor, no lawyer, none of that. I have no licenses, just life. Okay, my heart can't take certain things, so I stay off of certain lives. Yeah, I noticed, Angela, and I don't blame you. Hey, Magnolia. Hey, Skit Cousins. Hi, Auntie. Gwen, my twin. Hi, Hemi girl. What's up? What's up? What's up? And I'm glad you guys are here. I did come in early because I knew there were going to be people in here that were upset. And so I came in early. Um, like right before 7, I came in, Magnolia. And I mean, I knew people were in here, and it's okay to come in here if you need to if you want to stay on social media, I will give you access. You can come in here. Okay. And please, moderators, be on the lookout for people with bad words, terrible statements to make. Right click, you can remove it. They do it again, you can put them in timeout. You can start with 5 minutes, depending on how bad it is. If they keep it up, put them in 15 minutes. But don't ban anybody, whatever you do. And there are people that I have been associated with for a year, 2 years, and they're turning. So, but just don't come over here and disturb us, please. Don't do it. And then I noticed somebody was in our chat, because guys do watch our tea in the morning. And he said, Amber can't have a baby at age 40. I had a baby at 42. I had twins. So let's not talk about women's bodies when you don't know what you don't know. I was 42 when I had my twins. But, I didn't say anything. It was just something he had typed in the chat. And we don't see all the chats. We only see certain comments until when you look at it on the screen, when you're looking at the channel, then you see all the comments. It was in there. And that's why I say, when we were talking about menopause, somebody said, come on in. I forgot who it was, but they said, come in. You might learn something. And it's true. How can you tell a woman when she can stop having a baby? If you're not a woman, you don't know. And then on top of that, I have an aunt that's 1 month older than me. 1 month older than me. That's my grandmother's daughter. And she's 1 month older than me. So when people talk about, oh, you can't do this, if you're not a woman, you don't know what we can do. Right? And we'll leave it there. Buckle up, buttercups. And keep the phrase. I'm not changing this phrase just because somebody else uses it. Go for it. Copy everything I do. Like Michelle says, they must like what they see. And that's fine. But this, buckle up, buttercup, I'm owning it. Use it. I don't care. I don't care. Used everything else. But you know what? I appreciate them for paying attention to what we talk about. And I will say that. I do. And it probably don't even mean any harm. It's no learning tool. You don't think so, Magnolia? I kind of think that because even though it's a hard thing to take, that is domestic violence. That is how domestic violence kicks off. Now, I'm not a victim, but I know people very, very, very close to me who are. And when he grabbed her arm a few days ago, I said, this is going to turn into domestic violence. And whoever the creator, content creator, whoever it was, said, no, it's not. They're not going to do that. What they do today, that's domestic violence. And I do think that in his own way, this is how Wayne is trying to tell people. I really do think so, that things like this happen because so many of us don't experience things like that. So we don't know that it happens unless we're watching Judge Judy or something, or you know what I mean, divorce court. But that's why I call it a learning tool. Maybe he's trying to get people to see what people do. I do see it that way. Now, I don't mean all the ugly comments and all that. I'm talking about the skit itself. Because I saw it coming. It's like he's about to turn this into a domestic abuse family. And that's exactly what he just did by Amber slapping him from Idaho to the floor. And then he gets up, rubbing his face with this grin like he's happy about it. But that is how domestic violence happens. It is. And I'm hoping that is what he's doing, is trying to teach people, just like Candace has taken on doing the podcast. She can decorate, but is she a designer of furniture? Has she bitten off more than she could chew? That could be a lesson in itself. We don't like it, but if that's what he's doing, that's what he's doing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just seeing what I see. And maybe she just bit off more than she could chew. One Journey, did you want to come up? One Journey, did you want to come on stage? I need to get some water. It's hot. It's hot in my house today. Nature says, I hope both Amber and Anthony learn to walk away. Don't let it get too far, even for the drama. It seems to be getting darker. That's what happens in domestic abuse. It gets darker before you see the light. So I'm hoping she goes to see her attorney and she asks, because once it starts, does it stop? Anyway, just my thoughts. Okay, exactly. He sees divorce as losing. He does, Jimmy girl. And if he can beat her down, not, but if he can wear her down, she'll walk away with nothing. And he will be happy. Hi, Lioness. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Nature says, yes, that's correct. Angela, I heard that. I was like, boy, take a seat somewhere way in the back. Amber isn't telling anybody about Dave, and I'm glad she's keeping her mum. Me too. Me too, Magnolia. Just keep it zipped. And here we go with Danielle calling to be nosy. And she already knows because she pillow talked with Ben. And Ben told Danielle. Danielle and Melissa have some kind of obsessive behavior. There's something wrong with those two girls. Danielle told off Anthony. She hasn't been around. That's what I thought, Nature. And so, but now well, how come Amber hasn't told me? When you're getting ready to go through a divorce, do you really think you feel like picking up a phone to chit chat about it? Hi, girl. How you doing? Hey, I'm getting a divorce. Let me tell you this. No, Danielle, that's not how it works. No. And then a lot of people get embarrassed because they're getting divorced. But you have to do what you have to do. Tyrane says, I always hit the like button. Thank you, Tyrane. We just say it so that people know we're here and, we want to spread it out. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Angela, let's see. Danielle has sent no gifts, card, visit. You are correct. She will tell Ben. And she already knows because Ben told her. But you care so much, or is it that you want to be nosy? Or you expect that Amber owes you something because she told Amber's husband off. Yeah. Anyway, Nature, I believe Wayne should stop before it gets out of hand. Eklund says, yes, Nonya, and he should stop. And again, I will say, to me, this looks like a science experience wrapped in there as well. How many impressionable people do we have? How many people stand on what they believe? How many people can we turn? So these skits right now, because I see the evolution in Wayne's writing, just from my little perspective, how he's taken things he's dealing with things differently. Just like Daria was locked up, Remember that? So when you see those kinds of things, sometimes they're trying to teach us stuff. That's all I'm saying. People stay away from married people. Leave married people alone. Hear me, girl. Magnolia, I'm happy she's keeping him a secret too, as she should. Keep your mouth closed, Amber. I do think Danielle has good intentions to be here for others. It is the appropriate boundaries that I feel her and Melissa both share as an issue. And she probably really does care about Amber. But again, boundaries. You're right, Nature. Boundaries. Because if I'm getting a divorce, I'm not jumping on the phone to tell somebody that's not even I don't even think I told my best friend. But yeah, boundaries. A lot of this is about boundaries because that's how people get into our space. But Amber not telling her personal business for once, yeah. Except to Ernestine. Tyrone says, I sometimes forget by just making sure we are in YouTube compliance. Oh, One Journey, thank you. I guess that's, I don't know what that is, but I'm trying to stay in compliance and watch what I say. Magnolia, Hemi girl, she's finally learning. And did you see him smile after she slapped him into next Tuesday? He was happy with that. That's demonic, if you ask me. And then Nature says Danielle opened up completely to Amber at the start. Amber needed some support during that time. And Nature, that's fine. You can open up to me all you want to. The way I open up is how I decide to open up and share. And there's nothing wrong with opening up. She felt a closeness with Amber, but the thing is, they're not friends. And if I'm going to use me. I'm getting a divorce, and I met this person that seems to have my best interest at heart, but I'm not going to let you talk crazy to my husband the way Danielle did. I think she crossed the line, but Amber wasn't taking up for herself. Okay, so Danielle took that on, and she did have Amber's best interest at heart, and I believe that. But my thing is, don't expect me to do the same as you do, because that's not who I am. I mean, if I see something about to happen to you, of course, but it doesn't mean because you did this, I've got to do the same thing. And that's my point, not that Danielle didn't care, because I really did like Danielle and I still do. But when people cross boundaries, I mean, if she cared, she could go over there and say, hi, Amber, are you okay? Don't pout because somebody's not calling me back. Go see is she okay? She answered the phone today. And a lot of times people that are going through a divorce or some kind of domestic violence, if they don't get depressed, I mean, not that, well, you know what I'm saying. She's going to sound cheerful, like everything's fine. She doesn't know Ben already told Danielle that they're getting a divorce. So now it looks like, it appears that Danielle is calling because Amber hasn't jumped on the phone to call Danielle to tell her, hey, Danielle, I'm getting a divorce from Anthony. That is our personal choice, right? So I get it. And I did like Danielle, and I still do. But keep in mind, she's pillow talking with her husband. So whatever Amber tells her, Danielle's going to tell Ben, no matter what they've got going on in their relationship. Wives tell their husband things. Husbands tell wives. We can't help it. That's what we do. Because apparently she's still pillow talking with Ben because she knows Amber's getting a divorce. Me, I would probably go and knock on the door and say, hey, Amber, I just came to talk, check on you. And I mean, that might be more invasive to some people, but if you constantly call them and they're not answering, and then when they did, it wasn't, it was, hi, how you doing? And she's not telling you about the divorce. There's a reason she's not telling you. Just my thoughts. I very well be wrong. Anyway, so let's see what we got next. I saw a comment about Danielle. I need to get some water. One Journey, did you want to come up? I didn't see a response. If you don't, it's okay. But if you do, just type yes at the bottom of the comments. And I like when One Journey puts stats in. Black women are nearly 2.5 to 3 times more likely to be killed by or unalived. One Journey likely to be unalived by an intimate partner than a white woman. Recent homicide data shows that. And then Black women are unalived by current or former romantic partners at a rate of roughly whatever algebraic formula this is that One Journey put in here. It'll take me forever to read. 11 point, what is that? Is that per capita? Let me see. 11.6 per 100,000 compared to 3 per 100,000 for white women. Dolly, yes, with a quickness. Agree, Gwen. Thanks, Gwen. They're not best friends. No, Marion, they're not. Amber winning over Antonia is her walking away. And the thing is, Magnolia, that's what he wants. He wants her to walk away. And sometimes walking away, girl, is the win. That is the win. You know, why stay? Why stay? Is it that crucial? You know? And then also, when you tell your attorney you're walking away, sometimes the courts will go, why? They want to know why. They asked me why they want alimony. I said, I have a job. I don't need his money. And I got alimony anyway. Not a lot. I wasn't trying to get that man's money. I just wanted to be left alone. Just leave me alone. That's just me. Just go on, leave me alone. Go live your life. Nature says Ben is trying to pull Danielle away from Amber. He is, Nature. He is. He is. Danielle is being pulled by many, but she wants to go to Amber despite others pulling her from Ben, Michelle, Melissa, and Bobby. So does Ben want to isolate Danielle as well? I don't think that Anthony's trying to isolate Amber. Amber is at home. And so she doesn't see it that way. But if I were Danielle, I would go over there. That's what I would do. Because if she has a fondness for Amber, just go. You know, she sees Amber's not talking about it on the phone. Danielle knows something's up. She knows there's a divorce. Go see Amber. Go check on her. If you want to be a good friend, then take that bold move. Take that step. Go over there, knock on the door, and say, Amber, I just came to check on you. You know? Instead of like all the phone calls, because after a while, you're not going to want to answer the phone if you're going through a divorce. Go knock on the door. If we're going to be bold with it. Be bold. Knock on the door. Amber, are you okay? Because isolation is something that I've experienced during just like depression and just everyday depression, not even depression about a relationship where I don't want to take one foot out of the bed and get up. I haven't had any lately, but yeah, it gets that, it can be that bad. So, and honestly, I wouldn't be upset if Danielle got up and went to Amber's house to check on her. I wouldn't be upset. Just be careful what Amber says, because Danielle's going to tell Ben. And the last thing she wants to say is, this is Dave. What was that? Something about Amber that Danielle wants to be around. Nature, do you think it has to do you think Danielle might have anything to do with Ben's business? I don't see it, but that's just a question I've been asking. But yeah, there's something about Amber, Nature, that Danielle wants to be around. I haven't figured it out yet, but I think you're right. There's something about Amber that Danielle wants to be around. And then Marion says, I have several best friends and a whole lot of acquaintances. Mm-hmm. I have enough sisters where I don't want best friends. I don't. Let's see. It's hard to open up to people you know. Dolly, yes. So it would be harder to open up to strangers. Yeah, that is very true. Very. And then everybody's got 2 cents they want to put in, right? And do you really want to hear that? I felt like Danielle was overstepping herself by even telling Amber things in the beginning of their friendship. There's something about those two girls that they, I don't know, I think they feel they have, it seems like they have some kind of obsessive behavior, but we don't know enough about them. But so Miss Fatal says she would be training her husband's trust to a woman that she doesn't know, or trading her husband's trust to a woman she doesn't know. Danielle gives me weird vibes from the start. Did she, Magnolia? Because she's very clingy, right? Like, why do you want to latch on to Amber? And I was looking for it and I couldn't find anything. It's like, is she in need of a friend? And why aren't she and her sister closer? You know? But she wants Amber to be her friend. So is she, you know, aware? Because she did tell Amber also that Anthony was hiding the money. She told Amber that. I don't know. They're an interesting couple that I'm going to keep my eye on. I think we all should, because there's something up with Ben and Danielle. Just don't know. And they're pillow talking about the Daltons' divorce. Ben tells Danielle, except that Danielle and Ben aren't even on good terms. Yet he chooses to tell Danielle that they're getting a divorce. Is that to make them feel better? I mean, we don't know. Not yet. But yeah, Danielle gave me weird vibes from the start. And like I say, you know, when people show up with their best foot forward all the time, when they show up with their best foot forward, watch them. What do they want? Why are they presenting this way? You know? Let's see. Bad ED and just wants Danielle to get information to give to Anthony. Ben, and he knows that Danielle's going to tell him. She told Amber that Anthony was hiding the money. She did. That was a total lack of respect for her own husband. Right. I don't want that friend in my life. Hi, Hope. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you today? I hope you're doing okay. And come on in, everybody. I'm going to grab some water because I'm thirsty. Oh, One Journey. Absolutely. Let me send you the link. I'm going to send One Journey the link really quick. Is there anybody else that wants to come on stage? I can send you a link also. It'll just give you the experience of being on stage. If you want to come up, let me know, please. And moderators, please keep watching the chat to make sure we don't have any negativity that we don't want in here. We want to wind down. Okay, because people are very upset today from what they've seen, I guess. Here you go, One Journey. It's at the bottom of the comments. Let me see. Let me make sure. It's at the bottom of the comments, okay? So I just sent it. I just posted it in the comments, One Journey. Okay, let me go back up here. Yeah, viewers are turning on each other. They did it last year, but this year it's going to be worse. Amber already warned us. Marion, I know you saw it. Carol Cook, I'm sure she saw it. Because Amber says she's going to be the most hated woman. And this, I think, is what she was talking about. Nonya, Stephanie Martin is. Hi, Stephanie. You're in the chat. Stephanie Martin, my other sister from another mother, is in the chat. She was the one that said that about Wayne that you were mentioning. Okay, because Stephanie's been a follower for a very long time. Hi, One Journey.
Hello.
You look
Hello, everyone.
fresh. Welcome in. My girl been out there doing battle, but
Yes,
preaching true
the
word.
avatar. Yeah, I'm actually, it's actually 11:36 p.m. and I hadn't had dinner, so I was actually eating dinner because I'm always rushing. When you become, when you're a grandmother and you retire, everybody thinks that you're the helpmate or something. They
They
all call
do.
on you to, yeah, yeah,
I'm a grandmother. Yeah.
yes, and they all think you need to show up.
One Journey is on the stage with us, everybody. I will get
Yes.
back to the comments,
No,
and
no, you can
I
go
do
ahead
need to get
and
some
I can
water.
read the comments while you go and get your water. How about
You
that?
don't mind? Okay. And it's really hot in
No.
here for some reason. Thank you, One Journey. That's not why I had you up. But I gotta say hi to Stephanie Martin. I don't see her,
Okay.
but she's here somewhere. And
Okay.
I know Stephanie from O'Neill TV. Back in the day, she's been around for a very long time, and she only speaks when she has something to say.
Oh,
So
so
Stephanie
good.
Martin has been around as long as you and I. Okay. Hi,
Fabulous.
Stephanie. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab some water. I'm going to open a window because it's hot in here. Oh, I know why. I turned the Ring camera on tonight, and it's very warm. So, and it's over by the window. But anyway, I will be right back. And One Journey's going to read the comments. One Journey,
You left off at
oh,
I
you
think
got
it
it. Okay, I'm not worried. You got it. That's fine. Whatever you think, because I'm sure you do know.
or chat, tell me which one to read next. I think it was Hope. Was it Hope
It
that
was
came on
hopes.
board? Yeah.
It was hopes.
Okay,
So,
I'm looking.
Kimmy girl,
Okay.
hi.
Hi, Hemi girl. Go ahead and get your water. It's
Okay, let me
important.
grab some water.
Stay hydrated. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna crack the door. I think it's gotta be the Ring camera because it's hot. Okay, let me turn off the camera. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
if you are in here. Okay. Thank you, One
All right.
Journey.
You're welcome. I'm trying to find. Okay, so I can't find it, so I'm just going to read from the bottom, guys. How's everyone tonight? Put a 5 in the chat if you're doing fine. Put a 5 in the chat if you're doing fine. Can you guys hear me? Mm-mm. Put a 5 in the very good. Thank you, Hemi girl. Thank you. Yep, we are doing fine. Fabulous. And then I will read the chat. It's been, how did you guys feel about the slap today? They made the woman hit the man first, which is classic. How do you guys feel about that? I can't do polls right now, but say um, yes for yes, Y for yes, and N for no. How about that? How do you feel about the interaction with Anthony and Amber today when the slap went through the world? N for no, I didn't like it. Y for yes. Oh, there must be a delay because I'm still getting 5s. Feeling fine. Whoa, it was yes, you liked it? Okay. Magnolia, he deserved it. Janet said she liked it too. Betty said she liked it. Hold on for a second. All right, YouTube helped someone chat. Okay, very good then. And Gwen said she liked it as well. She says, I would have slapped it in a long time ago. He should have gotten it a long time. Verbally abusive, isn't he? His tongue is out of control. I don't like that language. That language is very negative to me, I think, but maybe in somebody else's world, it's acceptable, but not in my world. I'm not in my world to say to someone else, even if your husband's a drunk, even if your husband is a junkie, people are in really, really shocking marriages. Not too good. Let's see. And for neutral, oh, you're a neutral. Yeah, you really have to balance out everything and say to yourself, even with the children, with your children, you have to balance out something to say what's going on here. You can't say, "Oh, you're just like your father." You can't say things like that. Like I said before, it's 11:41 p.m. and I have a 7:30 appointment tomorrow. So we will see. So 5, she's feeling fine, Denise. Denise, how'd you feel about that slap today? You liked it. Okay. She liked it too. I mean, everybody, the thing is, Amber has hit him before in her kitchen. I don't think she used anything. It was like a pat hit, you know, because he wasn't thinking. So they've had that physical interaction before. And remember, the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005 movie about a husband and wife that are assassins, and then now it was their time to be terminated. Before that, they realized that they were fighting, and then they came back together. But in domestic violence, you can't come back because that primary predator person, he wants to terminate you. Yeah. And when I was young, I worked, I volunteered, sorry, at a domestic violence shelter. And wow, rich people, poor people, homeless people, all kinds of people that fall into that. And protection is real. So I was hoping that Ralphie had gotten up his security company so he can really help it. But the security company came and went, never happened. Ham Girl says people were like, why did she cry on Monday? It was because she wanted to slap him then, but instead she emotionally regulated instead of getting physical. And then Magnolia says, Amber should take heed to Ernestine warning Sunday about getting out because Anthony is a demon. Wow. Well, the love of money is the root of all evil. But I really think it's just not his money he's protecting. He's protecting his crew, which is Darren, which is Ben, and we don't know who else is on that crew, but they're going to move his money. So because they're going to know, oh, the law is coming. And if the law is coming, they're going to clean them out. And it's going to be so sudden because you can't have money for 6 months and all of a sudden now the courts is doing a forensic accountant scan and the money's gone. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up in New York and I worked in companies, there was always an IRS audit. Bernie Madoff. And that story actually is on my channel of Bernie Madoff that stole billions of money from people and got away with it. And they gave him 10 years in jail. 10 years. Come on. And he eventually died in jail. Blood pressure and things like that happen. There's not the best medical care in jail. Let's see. And here we are. Nature says, I saw it brewing because Ant was digging slowly his own bed to fall into by himself. Yeah. She hit him and nobody wants him. Perry doesn't want to sleep with him. Sheila doesn't want to sleep with him. He's not hunting for someone because he has his wife. He said it over and over again. Business is my first love, or money is my first love. He used the term business is my first love. Willie, welcome in. Let's see. ECC, Lynn, Jules says, Nanya, Anthony hasn't brought money to Wayne in a while. You're right. Wayne is going to drop him as his business partner. He may. Well, yeah, then here goes Angela Phillips. Hi, everyone. I'm checking. I'm feeling good today. Nanya, she's feeling fine. Well, I'm so glad, Mrs. Phillips, that you're feeling fine. That's what we want. High fives and feeling fine. And here goes Tanya. She says, "I love Anthony and Amber together." I actually do too, but I'm waiting for them to actually be a married couple. With honesty and because right now Shayla has a lot of weapon, and then she sat with the crows and talked to them on the stoop. On no, what's it called? That porch thing, the porch, and they know lying because they're all liars. So she didn't cover herself at all. You know what I mean? And that's the end of it. Anyway, let's see. Please join Nanya. This is her time. It's on Monday through Friday, 9:15 Pacific time, 12:15 Eastern time. It says um 11:15 Central, but it doesn't have AM or PM. The notes, Miss Gwen, Tea with Me with Nanya. Join Nanya Monday through Friday night at 7 p.m., 10 Eastern time. Not look, this is all my bed. That's my bedtime. Oh Lord.
Say, I will be out asleep.
Yeah.
Yes, on journey.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay,
the
go
floor
ahead.
is yours. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been trying to do videos all day again, and it's okay
Yeah.
because I'm just unlearned, and I've had one that ran for 4 hours. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube or if it's just busy. And then I did do a video from my couch one journey. I don't know if you heard
Hmm.
me. And it's just about domestic violence, just being a woman, being a sister, auntie, cousin, whatever. I've never been in domestic violence situation. But
Right.
Anthony has been provoking her, provoking her. I mean, for a lot of people, it felt good. It felt good to see it,
Mhm.
right? And I get that. But I was just going in to say, I don't know if people might see it or receive it as educational on Wayne's part,
Right.
because Wayne he's turning a little bit more towards education, even though the
Okay.
skits are still, to me, this is just to me, the skits are still dark, but
Yeah.
it looks like he's aiming for something. And in
I
Amber's
I
case,
agree.
I mean, she slapped him. That was like somebody said in the comments. She said, whoever it was that hit somebody, they drew all the way back to Mississippi and came in with that slap. It
Mm-mm-mm.
was actually pretty funny. It wasn't Amber. It was somebody else that was doing something on there. But
Okay.
I just said a few things about domestic violence, and that I don't know, I have a lot of family members. I've seen it. So I can tell, like, when it's starting, especially it starts with the verbal, it starts with the stares, like he was in the window, of the bedroom she sleeps in, just standing there staring at her that day.
Hmm.
Like a weirdo that day, that particular day. But having seen it
Wow.
and having seen this lady, I won't say she was my best friend, but she
Right.
was a friend of mine when I was with my first husband, and she tried to unalive herself.
Wow.
But she's okay. She's still around. And so when I speak of domestic violence, it's almost like, and then I worked in law enforcement as a programmer. So
Hmm.
in homicide and and sex crimes
Hmm.
and something else. But anyway, that's a lot of info to be saying. But
Well,
so
that's
when
why
I
you're a
saw it,
detective. That's why you're a detective. You're experienced.
well, when I saw Anthony grab her arm, and I said, "This is going to turn into domestic violence," and that person said, "No, it's not." No, 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 no. I'm thinking to myself, watch, because for some reason Wayne put that in there on purpose. Now we've seen Amber, push him or whatever. We've seen that. I mean,
Yeah.
women will hit their husbands and they don't, they're not hitting them with their fist. Women are like,
Right.
you know, knock it
Women,
off or whatever,
you know, well, women have been slapping men for centuries, but
Mm,
now the little boys that are out there and their girlfriends slap them, they want to terminate them. And like a
yes,
baby, you put
yes.
hands on me, and I'm like, I only pushed you out the way, and you're acting like I boxed you to the next, month.
And what is Anthony? A little boy. He's the little boy that cries when mommy's not home. He's the little boy that gets jealous of Kai. This is the man that she's married to.
He's been jealous of Kai also.
Yes. When she's
Oh,
holding Kai, there was one skit and it was
oh
very
no.
clear. And she was holding Kai. They were at the refrigerator. Anthony was upset because Amber
What?
hadn't cooked him any dinner.
Oh.
You guys remember that skit, right? And she
Mm,
was holding Kai, talking to Kai, and he was upset. Amber hadn't made dinner for him.
mm,
And Amber said, Aunt, you can order something. He's pouting.
mm.
We
I think
watched
I do
this.
remember that.
He's pouting because she didn't cook dinner for him.
Yeah, I think
She's
I
busy
do.
taking care of his baby.
Right, right, right. And a lot of men do that. They have these children and they drop them off at the girlfriend. They drop them off at their parents, and it's a trip.
It is a trip. So
It's a
anyway,
trip.
I just did this really quick and dirty. I was sitting on the couch. I said, I'm going to make this video on DV. But just from seeing stuff that I've seen, and
Right.
not gross or anything like that, but when he grabbed her arm, I looked and I said, Wayne is about to show us something
Yeah. And
because it
guess what?
was very
Needs
obvious.
to be done in the black community. I think murder for black women is
Oh,
at 37.
can you say unalived?
I'm sorry?
Wondering, say unalived.
Oh,
Like
my
unalived and
apologies. My
No, 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 no.
apologies. My
I
apologies.
just
Yeah.
so you won't say it on your channel either.
You're
Yeah, I
absolutely
don't want you to say it on your channel.
You're
So,
absolutely correct.
like unalive,
I had statistic.
confused.
I pulled up the Bureau of Statistics,
Yeah, I
because
saw
like,
it. It was great.
yeah, uh-huh. So I wanted to I was actually narrating from that aspect, but you're absolutely correct.
I know. I just want you to be
Um,
safe, also,
yes,
because they
absolutely.
will come for
Absolutely.
us. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. The world is really silly because they're trying to use too much euphemism. Euphemism means to say something
yes,
say something ugly, but say it in a pretty
in a
way.
pretty way. You're
Excuse
right.
me.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And that is euphemism. So instead of calling you a nagariya, they
Yep,
decide they're gonna call you, you'll eventually get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh, yeah, I think something is wrong with you. You may need to be checked for Alzheimer's
yes,
or MS, or they euphemistically want to say to you, well, are you eating healthy?
they
Because
do.
we're fat, black, and ignorant. You get what I'm saying? In
It's
their
code
heads.
word. It's code word, and
Yeah.
there's more code word now
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
a few. I mean, it's been around, but now
Yeah.
it's back,
It's back. Yeah.
right?
And I tell the young people in my family, I said, look, we're leaving. You got a large amount of old people in our family that are leaving, and the
Right.
baton has already been passed. So you better figure it out and realize they don't like you.
They
My
don't
cousin,
like
she just
you.
bought a $600,000 home in Georgia. Now, if you know what that looks like in Georgia, it's
I
way
can
bigger than
imagine.
Sheila's house, right?
Yep.
And she lives across the street from the other. And I said to her, and then I saw her kid, grinning and smiling in their face. I said, girl, stop that, because he'll be dead or missing. Okay. So I'm like, don't do that. No, no, no. He don't have to be all grinning and smiling. Oh, can he stop over for a minute? No, no. Next
Exactly.
thing you know, he's on your property and you had to shoot him. Mm-mm.
Wondering.
Oh, sorry. Next thing you know, he's on your property, and you had to defend
Unalive.
yourself. You had
Yeah,
to defend yourself.
you have to
That's
defend
why.
yourself.
Yeah. Phew. I better go to bed. It is
No,
11:56.
just I'm just saying it because we don't want them
Yeah.
tagging your channel.
You're right. You're right.
Because you're
Um.
very astute, you're
Yeah.
very clear,
Sorry.
you're very no, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
I'm I'm more worried about your channel than mine
I know,
because I
right?
know that this is new to
Yeah.
you, and there
But
are just certain
I have
things.
crime channel.
I know you
Um.
do.
Yeah. Exactly. And I just changed the. I'm still doing the crime stuff, but I'm going to still make it a little bit arcadey and, like you said, keep it light because this generation can't hear real
They,
words.
that's right. They can't hear real
Hmm.
words. They
No, they
can't.
can't hear real words. They want
But
all flour, and that flour is going to put them in the penitentiary.
that's right. And that's
Hmm.
why I don't mind saying I'm old school and
Hmm.
I'm not about that nonsense
Yep.
because now it's like all fluff, pop,
Yes.
just. Uh, but
Grab some comments. I need to just go to the kitchen
okay,
and put my plate away.
where should I start? Let's see,
Um, Ask chat. They'll know.
you guys. Where do we start?
Moderators.
Yes, and this is the secret I do believe that Coco has on Anthony. That's the way Anthony really is. Anthony has. I'm looking through the comments. Anthony is who we see. That's not the man that showed up. When I said he was an imposter, I still say he was an imposter. I think this is the real Anthony. I say it, I mean it. He knows how to deal with money, people who want money. He doesn't know how to deal with women who have some substance. I mean, Amber's a lot of things, but she has been a good wife to that man. And yes, Janet, that I do think that's what Coco was talking about when she said, "Don't ever. I don't want you to do what you did before to another black queen." And I honestly believe this is what she was talking about, the Anthony that we see now. So he wants his money. He wants her to just walk away. But even if she tried to walk away, do you think he's going to leave her alone? Because he has said he will be in her life forever. He said that to Amber, that he will be in her life forever. And he meant like even if they're not together. He said that. You guys remember him saying that? He definitely said it one journey. So anyway, earlier I was just talking about DV and how it grows from, or how it can grow from just mental first, and then verbal abuse, and then laying hands on somebody, like he grabbed her arm. And then I said, okay, I see Wayne's going somewhere. Somebody said, oh, no, 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 this is a skit. But if you're watching Wayne these days, he's making some kind of turn. I'm not saying it's for the better, but is he making a turn toward trying to educate even while staying in his dark world? When I say dark world, I mean that the skits aren't light, happy, and friendly. Daria just got found. Somehow she came up missing, by whomever. Anyway, so today we see Amber, and she's fed up, right? She reaches back to Mississippi, Idaho, Minnesota, somewhere, and she hauls off and she slaps the fool out of him. Yes, were we happy about that? I was, but that's surface, right? I was happy she finally just knocked fire from him. But then when I think about it, it's like, okay, he raises up, he does this, and he has this demonic smile on his face. So is that because he has brought her down to his level where he wants to be hit? Because we know Shayla kicked him, tried to spit on him, threw diapers at him. Angelina mushed him upside the head. Is that what he's accustomed to? Is that what he's not getting from Amber that he's looking for? I mean, what is it? So when she hauled off and smacked him into next Tuesday, he comes up with a smile of satisfaction. Now, was that the devil being happy that he made her break her character of goodness because he keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. He wants her to leave, no doubt. But if she tries to leave, since he already made the statement, I'm going to be in your life anyway, wherever you are, I'm going to be in your life. Is that a threat? Is that letting you know you better watch out because I'm still going to be here, even if you leave me? He said this a while back. So, what's the deal with Anthony? Even if she decides I'm going to walk away, and which he probably wants her to. And then I was just saying that, asking for 50% is a negotiating tool in an equitable state. It's for negotiations to get them started. He wants her to just say, okay, no, I don't want anything. So she walks away. What if he doesn't leave her alone? But it is a negotiation tactic. And of course, people are going crazy. She wants to take 50% of his money, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, Brittany did the same thing. Amber said, I want the house. And Brittany threw everything but the kitchen sink into the first divorce petition, right? So I was just saying, for people who haven't been through this, it's a negotiating tactic. I mean, that lawyer may go for 50%. We don't know. And like you said, where's the money? Can the forensics analysts, can they find it? And where's the blueprint? Because Brittany emailed it to Amber. Did the writers forget that piece? Are they deliberately leaving that out for some reason? So I say that to say, okay, Wayne, now you've got it at a DV level. So what are we going to see tomorrow? I mean, is it going to spiral? Is my question. Or was that a one-off slap today? We don't know, right? So I mean, it's not I don't know, but I'm just stating that abuse, we're watching abuse in action. And now Amber has laid hands. Usually the guy, I mean, women hit men, they don't feel like anything. The guy just brushes it off. But Amber reached way back into a different state and came with that slap because he just keeps degrading her and he gets lower and lower and lower. And he's trying to break her spirit, I think, or he's just being whoever he is. Some mean cold man, I don't know. Um, but is that love? To some people it might be. And then we had a question from the audience, the chatters. Um, she said, what I forget what did she say? I forget what she said. I'm sorry. It's so much going on. But so I have that perspective. I have the satisfaction perspective, as just a viewer, happy that she landed one. But then on the other hand, is Wayne going somewhere with this DV? Is he about to show us something we really don't want to see? Is Amber going to become abusive? Is Anthony? Because it seems like Anthony likes that. Like when Shayla used to treat him like that, or when Shayla put her foot in his behind and he did nothing. Is that what he's accustomed to? Is that what he needs from Amber? We don't know. So these questions are out there, and I was just laying it out so people can watch and see. Look at what you see, but always in your own life, just keep your head on a swivel and watch people. Just watch people because one little tiny thing can turn into something you never expected it to become. That's how I think. Journey, are you there? Did she leave me, you guys? Let me read some comments. She's probably fixing her mic. Dolly, thank you. Please refresh, rejuvenate, relax, and unwind. Today was a tough day to me, only because it just was. I mean, one hand I was satisfied, but on the other hand, I thought, Wayne, please don't bring social DV into this. You know, we really need to be educated on DV through the skits? Who knows? Marion, can Delicia carry a solo storyline? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think she needs to practice her acting also, for one. And she's a little weak. And then Donna Robinson says Jocelyn and Rafi got into an argument about Mike and Dom. And Jocelyn's baby cousin asked Rafi to sleep in her room. She did? Ooh, Donna. That has an extra bed and not sleep on the sofa. Rafi declined. I knew that girl liked Rafi. Well, she likes him for some reason. And then Janet said, "Thank you, One Journey. I hit it. Thank you." The insults to women is disgusting, and simple men will act it out. hmm And a lot of times it's jealousy or it's money. It could be a lot of things. Another man, we just don't know. Just be careful. I'm not biased, however. Amber's getting the heat hotter than Anthony. Dolly, that's what they've been doing because they want Amber to be the problem. The leaders of the Rat Packs, they want Amber to be the problem. They're gonna whitewash Anthony. So just be ready for it. That's what I've been like trying to just say in a nice way. That's what they're doing. So and people are getting on board with it because the people are impressionable. Some people, not everybody. Amber says it's a double standard. Everyone overlooks what Anthony does because he is a man, but look down on the woman. And yes, some of it's cultural, some of it's your country, some of it's the patriarchy here in America. You know, the thing is, men rule, and they want us back in the 1930s. We don't know, but whatever you do, just watch out for your own self. Um, I think Danielle wants the trauma bond and Amber doesn't. Marion, that's a great point because that's probably what she wants. She wants the trauma bond, but she does pillow talk with her husband, and that is dangerous for Amber. So maybe that's why Amber's staying away from her. Could be. One Journey, are you there? Are you okay? One Journey probably needs to go to sleep. I know she has a meeting in the morning. Miss Fatale said Wayne should hire Diane to decorate that podcast room. He did say this one day, no frills, no thrills. You're welcome, Dolly. And then Janet says women always get the end of the stick and women need to stand up for each other. It's wrong. Amber sleeping with Dave, but wasn't Anthony doing it? Would have started back if Amber wouldn't ask for a divorce. I think you're right, Janet. So what gives me a headache more than anything else though, are the people who look at this and they do, even Amber fans, they do turn on her because they're listening to other people and they're whitewashing Anthony by forgetting what he did. They're going to jump on the bandwagon against the woman. She's performing and it's her job. Exactly, Marion. It's her job. And Amber did say in her last live, well, not the last one, but I think the one before that she's going to be the most hated woman in Skitlanta. And this is probably what she was talking about. Tyran, I hope Amber keeps her mouth shut. Danielle is not her friend who calls someone on speaker and allows her husband to listen. Angela Atkinson, I agree with you 100%. Even though I know they want us to hear it, you see, Ben was sitting right there listening. So who are Ben and Danielle really and truly? Aunt Tyran and Amber's story will be different than what Anthony told Ben. Absolutely. Because Anthony never wants to look bad. I had a longtime friend for 30 plus years. We are individual self. our individual self and we give each other space to live our lives. Yeah, that's what you do. Yes, Anthony can't deny his affair. He has a baby. Exactly. Anthony still has to prove Amber has done something. And just like I said today, after she slapped him, he didn't have any bruises or anything. I posted something on the community board. Can Anthony call the police or something like that? And the majority of people said no. I mean, he really doesn't have any proof, right? But he's going to push Amber and push her and push her. Will he call police on her? Get her locked up? Do we know? Nope, we don't know yet. We'll see. So that was, for me, it was a strange kind of day. I was glad she knocked fire from him, but on the other hand, I don't want to see them loading domestic violence into this skit line. I just don't. Even though Wayne might see it as educational for some strange reason. Um, but a lot of people just, they don't know about domestic violence. Like when Journey said, they don't know. And you can be domestically abused by a family member. It doesn't have to be your husband or your wife. It could be somebody else. You know. Thanks everyone for joining NONYASISCHAT. And I hope I didn't upset anybody. That's not the intent. I just really just keep your head on a swivel. Okay, Miss T. So you said wait. So if you all say Amber said she is going to be the most hated woman, doesn't that mean the audience reaction to turn on her right now is valid then? I don't know, Miss T, but she knows that what she's doing is going to trigger people in real life. Like she wants, no, she works for Wayne. I mean, she knows the story that's coming up, and Amber knows her fans. So that's what she means by the most hated woman in Skitland, because she knows that the Amber non-supporters are going to not like her even more. She wasn't talking about like me. I'm an Amber fan, you know. She's talking about people who already don't like her. And I see it. I mean, I saw a guy talking about in the comments, he said, "I'm Anthony Dalton." I wouldn't be proud to be Anthony Dalton. And then he puts up the muscle arm. But no, she knows the storyline is going to trigger people, Miss T. That's what she was saying. And she was just like giving her fans a warning. And she has done that before, where she'll say, it's not that she wants to be, she's giving us a heads up. And Amber does that a lot. She'll just give us a piece of something to let us know something is coming. But that's kind of who Amber is. Like she'll say something when she's doing her clothes sales or whatever. She'll just drop a hint to let her fans know that this is what's going on. It's not like she wants it, but apparently that's what Wayne is planning, because Wayne's writing the AAS storyline. But she will drop little hints to her fans. That's what I mean, Miss T. That's what I mean. It's not that necessarily she wants it. Wayne's writing it. But her and Wayne, I think, are pretty close, you know. So I think she was just dropping us a hint to give us a heads up. I really do. Um, you know, that's all. I don't think she's happy about it. I don't know. She gets paid, right? So who knows, girl? But no, she just wanted us, her fan base, to know that things are going to happen. We're not going to like it, but we don't want, she's telling us what's coming. And Amber does that a lot. She doesn't tell us out loud, but like one time I was in the clothes closet, or not the clothes closet, but on whatnot, and she was selling clothes, and people in here have bought things from her. And I asked her, I said in the chat, I said, are you and Anthony going to have a baby? And she'll do things like this. She'll go, like really quick, you know, to answer you, but and then she'll read the next comment, or she'll go like that, you know, just throwing stuff out there. So, you know, to her fans. but we're bold, and you know Facebook is bold, so that, and she's usually on Facebook, and I think that's why a lot of people like her, because maybe we just like who we see or who we think she really is, because she shares secrets like, you know, her face wash, or she will put on a mask so we can see what she does to her skin, because she said when she was younger she had a skin problem. You know, it was a discoloration, and that's why she's so adamant about taking care of her skin, because she had those different color, you know, the spots that you get. So she shares that kind of stuff with her fans. And then Ben's character, oh, he died? Hear me, girl. Ben's character is unalived on Beyond the Gates. Okay. And then Nature says, Miss T, did that make sense? I hope it did to you, about her just giving us a heads up that something is coming that people aren't gonna like. I hope it made some sense, you know, a little bit. And then Himmy Girl, what happened to him? Was he? I don't know. Nature said yes. Danielle and Ben are too much. I could not get my headset to work. I kind of figured something was going on with Journey with your headset. Angela Phillips, they are abusing each other, and it's not good at all. No, it's not. It's not at all. They're both causing more injury on top of the injury that's already there. And I think that, you know, people say, well, Amber did this. Thank you, Miss T. I'm glad, because I'm just trying to share like what we get from the fan base and how she is. And Angela, um, if you go back and you can see the progression of everything Anthony's been doing since he came back home, right? You can see where he started ignoring her first, and then it got worse and worse. They don't even go to breakfast. They don't do anything together. Now it's the name calling and and all of these things. And after a year and a half of being like a wet mop, she doesn't want to just leave. And if anything, they get the divorce, right? And you don't want to give Amber anything, but people forget Amber helped that man not go bankrupt. She helped save the house from foreclosure and Roe, but she paid Roe back. But he won't even admit that she helped him. So now he's with the name calling. She found somebody that finally she likes, and no, we don't like the cheating and all that. But you keep it up and keep it up, it's, for a lot of people it will escalate. Now it's Amber's the bad person, Anthony's the good guy because Amber hit him today. But how much abuse are you supposed to take in a relationship? I mean, she can walk away, which is probably what he wants her to do, but little does Anthony know the courts will ask, why are you walking away with nothing? And Anthony might be biting off more than he can chew, because when she says, I just want to get out of here, now that I have seen, because that I went through. It's like, why don't you want alimony? I said, because I have a job, but they gave it to me anyway, but I just wanted to leave. So, and he didn't want
Testing,
to.
testing.
There you are.
Finally.
She's back. Are you still awake, One Journey, or you got to go to
Yes,
sleep?
I'm still awake. Yes, I'm going to stay
Okay.
30 minutes and then head out.
Okay. All right. I'm just getting into these comments. But Angela, that's why. And so now people are making it look like Amber's the problem. They're whitewashing Anthony. Most people, a lot of people that I talk to, they see it. But people who don't see it, or they're constantly listening to the bashers, they're going to get into your psyche. And I'm sorry, they're not getting into mine, because I just call it the way I see it. That it
Well,
is what it is.
domestic, they're doing a very good job because domestic violence is not easy to see.
Exactly.
It's in plain sight, and it is very, very destructive because it's done in plain sight.
Yes.
It's not always behind the door.
And he
It can
did it in
be,
front of Shayla.
yeah, they can hit your finger in the door, all kinds of things that goes on.
Hmm.
So it's very real, especially if you pull up the statistics in the Black community and see what we're going through. These young girls are being unalived without a thought. Um, one recently, I think it was last week. He said, "Oh, she was going to snitch on me with the police." Hey, excuse me, sir. You did the crime. You pay the time.
Exactly.
You know, and when you go to jail, you go alone. Your family do not go with you. That is for you to work out. But like I always say, Nanya, I can't hear you.
I'm here. I hear
Oh,
you.
oh, okay, very good.
You sound great. I
Yeah,
hear you.
I just heard you. Yeah. Um, uh, yeah, this young kid, you know, so then after he terminates her, he goes on Facebook, tells everybody what he did, then terminates himself, leaving behind children.
And people do that. They do that
Madness.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, no, that was a real life story.
That's
Yes.
what I mean. They do that for real.
Mhm.
This is, I think I'm trying to deliver points and help people understand that people are really doing these things.
Yeah.
And for what Wayne is showing,
Yeah.
this is the evolution of a domestic violence in a marriage. But the thing is, the what is it? The public opinion is trying to make it where Amber's the one that's the problem versus Anthony, who's causing the problem, and she's reacting. And the one who reacts is usually the one that gets pinned
Yes.
on it.
And it's
And that's what
actually
we're
easier
seeing.
to bring her down and bring her up instead of Anthony.
Yes. And
It's
that's, I
easier.
think people are missing that piece. And that's why I keep shouting to the rooftop, it's Anthony. It's Anthony. Please see that it is Anthony doing this. Thanks, Miss T. I'm glad. The
But you
incels
know,
and the pygmies are on a roll lately, bashing Amber. Yeah, Hemi girl. They are. They are. I'm sorry, One Journey. Go ahead, please.
no, no, it's okay. It's just really realizing that you never put anyone on a pedestal. People have the right to choose. She's made a choice.
Hmm.
Um, but she walked into a choice. What do I always say? Investigate everything. You have to look
Everything.
at everything. You can't just look at, oh, he said I was sweet. Oh, he said I was pretty. We're not schoolgirls. By the time you get out,
Exactly.
by the time you hit 24, you should have had at least 3 heartbreaks. Next, you know, the woman at the well,
Exactly.
she had 6 men. Come on.
Like
So
Ariana Grande says, "Thank you next." That's her song.
thank you.
Okay, I bumped my head with you. It's called Thank You Next. I put it on a
Thank you,
short with
next.
Tamira. It's like
Yes.
thank you. Okay, bye. Next,
Yeah.
it's just a song, but
It's
it's
a
kind of
song.
cute because she bumped her head. She bumped her head, and she says, "I'm going to get it right till I get married." That's what the song's about.
But what I am really concerned about is the young men in the chat. If you
Ooh,
watch them, they're so excited by it. And the
I know.
rap songs excite them also to act out. But at the end, you lose. At
And
the
they
end,
don't
you
know
lose.
it.
And we're trying to turn things around in the generations to show that this behavior is inappropriate. But
Exactly.
but it does fall into Jesus's pop in. It definitely does fall right into Jesus's pop in. And um I'm gonna put it up. Um and Jesus pop in is all the bad behaviors that is told in the Bible to please avoid. You don't need this kind of stuff in your life. And it starts with, guess what? Besides thou shalt not kill, it's oh, you can't hear me?
I hear you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm
Sorry, sorry.
listening.
That means my mic is going in and out. Okay.
No,
Um,
you're fine. I hear your
yes.
mic. Yeah.
Right, and I just posted it in the skits, so if anyone wants to put some of the bad behaviors in, it's in there. And though that's why Jesus is popping, because we need to learn as a people to work together and avoid these bad behaviors. People like, well, why do immigrants come here and move ahead of you? It's not because they're moving ahead of you, it's
Speak.
because the door
Speak,
is
sister.
opening for them to make you jealous and to still keep you down because they're blind. They don't know anything better. All they know is that they can send home to their family. How is it that little Jamaica, the ones that leave, they send home $2 billion a year? Come on. That's a
And
lot.
what are we doing? We're sitting here broke
And
because we're
$2 billion
Americans.
a year. Yes, but guess what? The Jamaicans can't even use the beach. They
I
gave them
heard, yeah,
a little teeny space. So
somebody
what I'm
told me
saying
that.
is, yeah, it's really bad. So look, investigate everyone because that's why I like the three detectives because they're going to look into it. They're going to see things that we can't see. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean you put them down. It's called foreshadowing and it has to
Exactly.
do with writing. So you have to say if someone is foreshadowing this, that's all it is. It's a foreshadowing.
It's a
If you come out
foreshadowing.
right
Yeah.
if you come out right at the end, good for you. Your foreshadowing of the puzzle was better. But that doesn't
Exactly.
mean we're going to have war within the house. Together we thrive. And if we can't thrive
Divided we
here,
fall.
we're not going to thrive in the world.
Exactly.
I always says it's a unit. Yes, I know I'm slow coming out the gate, but I'm also very detailed.
You're fine. But
So
these are
yeah,
things that a lot of everyday people,
yeah,
we don't pay attention to these things. And,
right,
you know, it's something that needs to be said because
yeah,
where people are always astonished. Like,
yes,
I'm sorry, there's a comment. It says, Nonya, if you're male chauvinist, oh, yeah, that's true. She was just talking about a male chauvinist. No,
mm,
no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think we actually share a lot of common views, one journey, because I do study, pay attention to things like that. Yeah, I think we have more in common than we think.
and we have to talk about this. And one of the reasons why is just like about I think it was a year and a half ago, a young lady was coming home and she was in her black what are those cars called that pick you up? Uber?
The Uber,
Something. Right. And she was terminated with AK-47s in the little rental Uber that was taking her home. I think it's called a black Uber or black
the
something. I don't
black.
know. Right. And her murder has not been found. That's not good. So what I'm saying to you is women, which is the weak, that lets you know we have weak men right now because you're so busy trying to terminate women. It's a problem. You know, it's a problem. You would rather be in jail, jumping up and dancing and sleeping or whatever they do in there than actually home taking care of the family. And you say you don't, but then you come right out. This one guy came right out and terminated his family.
Then do it again. Yeah, they come out and
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something. It's a
So,
scary world we live in right now, and so for some people, when they hear the clink clink, it means something. For others, it means nothing. It's like I can do this standing on my head.
oh, one moment, one moment. Someone's telling me, Miss T said, you can't say someone's prediction is wrong unless you are in the writing room. Yeah,
No, we
foreshadowing.
can't. We don't write. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
These
right,
I'm
right,
making guesses, Miss T. I don't.
right.
I have
I'm not
no
sure.
idea what they're up
I'm
to.
just saying everyone should be able to share their opinion without it turning into a hot debate. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? My foreshadowing of how it's going to turn out is mine, but I'm not in the writing room, and Miss T is correct. Um, but at the end, we'll find out who was right. What's wrong with that? It's called foreshadowing or predicting. But we're
yeah.
not here to fight each other, and because if we bite and devour each other, how are we going to live? You biting me, I'm biting you. That's feuding.
Dog
We
eat
don't have
dog.
time for that.
And the
We don't
thing
have
about
time for that.
reviewers, what reviewers do, is to look at a storyline. Some will look at it day by day. And so you don't get like a full picture, or not full, but a picture. And then there are the reviewers who look at the storyline, and we say our job is to describe what we see and
Right.
interpret how we feel.
Correct.
My job is not to say, well, I look at it this way and I want you to look at it this way. My thing is just breathe. Just
Yeah, have your
woosah.
opinion and
You
allow
know?
her to commit her own mistakes and learn from it.
Yeah.
We can see with a third eye, so yeah, we can see that she's making a mistake. We can see that she has not corrected her foundation. Your
Exactly.
foundation has got to be on point. And we tell our kids this: you're not just going to hang out at summer camp all summer. You
No,
need to learn a trade.
you
And
coming
you're
home and
going to
getting
be
a
an
job.
apprentice, but I don't get paid if I just be an apprentice. You're going to the apprentice. And when the plumber says to wipe the equipment down or wipe the tools down, put them in their bins. You wipe the
Hmm.
tools down, put them in their bins. When he tell you this tool does that, you remember it because you're an apprentice. But you're not going to basketball summer camp all summer. That's not happening.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
just want to
how
chill
we
out and do
raised our
nothing.
kids. Even in New York, you're going to night school,
They want to be a
like it or
Brooke.
not.
They want to be like Brooke. Even though Brooke tried to get a job a couple
Wow.
of years ago,
Yeah.
you want to turn out like Brooke,
She's
where
on her
you're
way
just
back, they say. She's on her way back.
so. But yeah, Miss T, no, we're not. The reviewers actually provide their take on the storyline. And
Yeah.
that's what I was doing as far as the DV goes. I mean, I have my theory about Anthony and who he really was when he came to town. And I think that this is the real Anthony. And that's
That we're
what I
seeing
think.
now.
Exactly. Is
And he
this
has
the nice
I think
guy?
I really think he has her as a victim. I mean, when I say a victim, someone to pick on.
Yeah,
He gonna pick and pick and pick and put her in traps and pick and pick and pick.
that's
Next
what
thing
he's
you know,
doing.
she's gonna go to the store and the credit card's not gonna work and she can't get any gas and she's
That's
gonna have to
right.
call him to help and beg him, can you please come get me some gas?
And that's what he wants. And that's
Yeah.
why when we had the conversation um, on O'Neill TV about rainy day funds and how women need to make sure they have a rainy day fund, because a man can walk away from us quicker than we can walk away from them usually,
Correct.
especially if you have children.
Yeah.
So don't get caught being broke,
Yeah.
because they can walk away anytime. And then what do we have? And that I'm not, you guys know I'm not a feminist. I love my husband to death. I love my kids. I'm a mama. I'm an auntie. I'm a sister. I mean, all these things. I'm just a normal, everyday woman. But my grandma taught me about a rainy day fund, and she was not playing. And she
No.
didn't say store up $100,000. I mean, we don't have $100,000, but she did say, because I would be like, I would call her mama. And I said, why are you always putting money down there? What are you doing? And she said, I have a jar in the room and I take the money your grandpa gives me and I go put it in my jar. She had a big
Correct.
old jar. I thought she meant a little jar. My grandma had a big jar where
Yeah.
she stashed her money and she stashed it in her closet. And she
Hmm.
said, that's my rainy day fund.
Yes. Sometimes I read chat and they say, "Oh, why he give Tamara that much money?" Carmen, the Cromwell guy, what's his name? And our beautiful, beautiful queen. Um, what is her name? The one with all the four daddies, and she played in the Batman movie as Catwoman. Um, what is
Oh,
help me? And she's black and she's young, and
what's her name?
and
What's the lady
she
that had the
she
four
wears
husbands?
the best
Yeah,
short hair.
yeah,
She
the
wears
one with the what's her
the
name?
best. She has the best short hair,
She's
and
the
she's a little
cutest.
thing,
Yeah,
and she's
I know
very
who you
cute.
mean. I just can't think of her
Yeah,
name.
she's paying alimony to all those dudes
She
that told her, "I
does.
love you, I
I
love
know.
you, I love you," like Michael, like Mike, brother Mike. Mike Bless, I love you, I love you, I love you. And she bought
Yep.
every I love you, and now you have what? 3 kids of I love you, and you got to pay the man. She's paying them alimony.
What's her
What's her
name?
name? What's her name, chat? She's Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Halle
They say
Berry.
she's got very bad insecurity problems. I saw her on something she was talking on, and one
And
of her
every single
ex-husbands was
one,
talking
and
about
but
her.
she learned after the last French dude.
Uh-huh.
And now
She
she's
learned
with
a
a black
lesson.
dude. Right now she's still with the black dude,
Mm-hmm.
the older
That's Halle
man.
Berry. Yeah,
Now she's with the older man, so maybe he won't make any babies, but we don't know because
exactly.
they come with deception. And deception is not easy to see, like you said. If Anthony came with
Nope.
deception is always cloaked.
Of course, one
You
journey.
can't see it.
Great
It's very, very
insight. I
close.
agree, Trapstar. Yeah, that's Halle Berry. I couldn't think of her name. I
Yeah,
could only
you're
see her
right. You're
face and her
right.
hair. So
Yep,
cute.
you're
But
right.
yeah.
Absolutely. Like Simon Crowell, he gave
Oh, Simon. Yeah,
$8 million to the girlfriends when he left them.
he
He gave
did.
them house and property and blah blah blah. So we're not in that rich man's bracket to be wondering why Tamara
No,
has blank blank money, because she was with a rich man, and rich men pay their way out, so they don't get talked about
he
really
bought her
really
out
badly.
instead of having an NDA. Just pay her
Hey,
money. Yeah, Miss
exactly.
T. It was
And then
Halle
look how
Berry.
many years he took to marry the one. He goes into the man's bedroom and he's lusting so badly for the his friend's wife that his friend comes home and they're in the bedroom talking. Next thing you know, she leaves with him, and they have a 6-year-old now or a 7-year-old, and he just married her 2 years ago. Ooh, baby.
Wow.
You better check the budget. I'm putting it in the chat. His name, so your detectives can look into it.
Wow.
Yeah, so when you want to talk about abuse, that's Holly. You think she just agreed to it?
She's so
You know,
she comes across so sweet, but they say she's they being, I think it was the last husband or the one before him, said she's very needy, and she's, yeah, Marion, that's why he offered her 250,000. He thought she was so sorry she would just say
wow.
okay.
Yeah,
And no,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
that's,
did.
it's ridiculous. It's
He
like,
did.
take this and all the names that he's called her, and but
Yeah,
guys will do that to you. They
yeah.
will beat you down to a pulp.
You
And
better
not
know how to
all guys,
avoid
of
them.
course,
You better
but
know how to
guys
avoid
will
them.
beat you down to a pulp until
Ever
you can't
since
take it.
ever since I came on this channel, I kept telling them that you have to investigate who you have in front of you,
You do.
because people have secrets, and they take those secrets and they will use it against you. They take those
Yeah.
manipulative ways and they're coming for you. Like
That's
it,
why,
don't like it.
one journey,
Um,
I'm quick to say, put your skeletons in your own closet and
mhm,
leave them there.
yeah,
Your new boyfriend does not have to know your skeletons.
correct.
You don't
But the
have to
thing
tell
is, with
anybody.
Amber, some skeletons she has to bring to the
Well, some
surface.
she's gonna have to, but it's all about timing.
Exactly. And for me right now, she is still building a weak foundation,
Well,
simply
yeah,
because
she's attaching.
when that comes out and he wants a certain kind of person, he's going to think he wasted his time and he was tricked.
Well, the one thing that she did do was to tell him, and this was the deliberate move. She did tell him that I did something and I kept doing it over and over and over. So
Yeah.
that, I think, gave him a clue that she was cheating. He doesn't
Hmm.
know that she was cheating up until the day of her
Correct.
wedding, but he does know with that
Yeah.
she was in an affair. So
Yeah.
that piece he knows, but he doesn't know to what degree.
Yeah. But everyone in the chat, please, your life is very important, and you've got to watch out for people who are jealous of you or who want to take your life.
Exactly.
As seniors here doing this kind of things, we are just dropping the gems, but we're not here forever. So if you get to enjoy us for 10 years or 15 years,
Hmm.
or even 5 years, I'm so glad I met you.
And one
We're not here
journey,
forever.
I just told him, I said, I'm not a baby. I'm in my 60s, so I have
Correct.
seen a lot and know a lot and learned a lot. And I can't necessarily say, I haven't bumped my head. I've bumped my head a lot,
Yeah, a
but
lot.
at least I had the foundation of my grandmother and, my mom and things like that. But now when we look at especially Black society, where are we? We're going away. We're
Yeah.
going away. And who do the kids have to lead them? Except their friends, like Isaiah, for example. We have those people. That's who we follow, right? So anyway, um, yeah, I remember a couple of the stories One Journey did mention, but oh, there she is.
Thank you. So
Glad,
sorry.
I'm glad. Okay, I thought
What
you
a
left
night.
me,
What a night.
but they're loving your conversation, One Journey, and your delivery is always on point as usual.
Thank you for
So
the compliment. No, but
it,
no need, but thank you for the compliment.
no, it's true, and so I try to get certain points across, but I do it from just having lived stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I was lucky in that I didn't have a crazy football player ex-husband. I mean, he
Yeah.
wasn't all bashed up and nutty yet, from the hits that he
Right.
took because he was new to the league. But I was married to him, but I didn't like the lifestyle. It
Right.
wasn't him. He's not a bad guy. We actually will say hello. I mean, it wasn't that. And then I married him twice One Journey,
Yes,
but
I
I
remember
divorced
you
him
telling
5 months
that.
later because that lifestyle is going to eventually catch up with him. I
Yeah.
think. I think it will. But that's not my concern. You know,
Yeah.
married him, stayed with him 4 years, and I just don't like that. I didn't like that lifestyle. So I
Yeah.
married my first boyfriend, and I've been married 25 years now.
Look
But
at that.
that's just not who I was.
Yeah.
So when we get married, we need to make sure we're marrying the right people
Yeah.
also. But we never
And
know
and you have to
because we
you have
don't
to
know.
investigate.
You
I
have to
mean,
investigate.
one of my friends, she used the little $48 investigative PI service online, and
Yeah.
it yielded her back really big. And then for court, she had to go get a real investigator. You know what I mean? Because that was just the online stuff. But
Hmm.
then, that $50 was great. It gave her the clue she needed. And then she had to go and pay the lawyer for a real investigation.
And
So,
One Journey,
people,
young people, I mean, it things are a lot, well, they're different than when we were young, but did we not have the same problems and didn't see them when we were
same.
younger?
Same. Our black men can't get jobs, so therefore
Right.
they're feeling depressed. How are you going to be depressed when it's not about you, it's about the system that we're in? And then you do something dumb and you give your life to jail. And is leaving your family or abandoning your family better than saying, I'm gonna go take my wife to work, I'm picking my wife up to work? Or sometimes I remember my mom in 1925, she would say, for our men, we would have to ask for odd jobs for them because nobody wanted to train them, teach them, or even hire them. But they would have us clean their house. They would have us take care of their
My
kids.
grandmother used to clean the house.
Exactly. So
And
now,
we built a home in the area where my grandmother used to clean houses.
hmm,
And two of my sisters live there to this day. But that's
wow.
where my grandmother used to clean houses at.
Yes,
But
there you go.
when people don't know the history and they just
Exactly.
grow, then it's like by the time they recognize it, is it too late? It's never
Too
too
late.
late to learn, but
Correct.
to know that my grandmother used to clean houses in that city, in that town where
Wow.
the wealthy people used to live. We
Exactly.
built a home there, and I hated that place so much. So we came back to the Bay Area. However, it was a beautiful home, but I could not
Yeah.
live in that city. But I have a couple of sisters who live there, and they
Yep.
are happy as they can be.
Yep.
But just to know that's what my grandma used to clean houses at
Yep.
as a maid, as a day maid, and then come home.
And then when the Mexicans came, the blacks still couldn't get any jobs.
Yeah,
And they told them immigrants that black Americans are lazy, they don't want this, they don't want that. But we're the leading ones with degrees. We're the leading ones with
that's
degrees.
right.
But once we walk in with our degree, they still don't want to give us any positions. They still want you at a very lower level. Here's someone saying something. You bring a lot of knowledge and awareness. It is always helpful to listen and receive it. Thank you, elder and seniors
Hmm.
have always proven wisdom to help younger generation. You're absolutely right,
And we
um,
try.
nature.
We,
But thank
we
you
try
very
to
much.
just say what we know. We've either lived it, we've been educated in it. My
Correct.
delivery is more just regular level, and I just I just speak. I talk to you like I would talk to one of my sisters. I just talk,
Correct.
you
And
know.
here is Miss T says, this part of the dysfunction between black men and women, it stems from black women being able to work and
Yes,
they purposefully wouldn't hire the men.
that's
Check,
right.
check, check. Absolutely correct.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
correct,
absolutely.
Miss T knows, and that's a fact. That's the
Yeah,
way it was. And then in our country, they've always loved to tear our families apart.
yeah,
The
yeah.
man would go off to get a job and then he might never return, right? So they're always they back in the day, they tore us
Well,
apart so much,
they did.
and the men did not find their way back home.
Well,
So
here's
we are
something from
struggling. We need the glue, we need the cohesiveness.
we
And
definitely
if I had a choice, I would probably choose another degree, another field. But I come from the law enforcement side as a programmer.
yes,
So I see it from their perspective. I see these people who go and get clean, clean, and
yeah,
then they, lose it or whatever. So coming from that side of the fence, and not
mhm,
as a cop, I mean as a programmer for them and for
right.
the state of California. So I know what their algorithms are. I
Yeah,
know their methodologies, and so I can see that part. And one
right.
journey is coming in from a user perspective. She knows
Yeah,
it. She uses the information, and she puts it out there for people to read.
well,
So it's an interesting team that we make, because I can totally relate to exactly what she's saying,
yeah,
especially about the jails, because I worked on programs for
yeah.
jails to get people ready to go to the prisons. So
There's
I
one,
mean, I didn't help arrest people, but I wrote the programs that
exactly,
they
you wrote the
use.
programs, just
I
like the
did.
people who work in forensic. They are
Yeah.
some people like, "Oh, you're a cop," and sometimes you meet some real stupid, arrogant, non-white
Oh,
cops,
yes.
really, really bad.
Yes.
And yeah, you really do. But one thing we have to
Yes.
remember is that,
Some Darrens.
yeah,
We meet
yeah.
some Darrens.
Yes. We definitely do. But I definitely think we need to be in every single industry because, two eyes are better than one. And not she was in the programming position, and that's good because she sees how they put us in the
I see
system.
how they
She
put us
sees
in.
how they set the trap.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
you dare think there's not a trap because there is a trap, you
It's
know?
true.
Yeah.
You guys
And
trust me, it is true. And
some
don't
people
think they
don't make
won't
it back
come for
home.
women. They
Yeah.
will come for women.
They will come for women.
Let's not
Let me
forget Brittany.
And here's Marion West. Remember, he said, I think she's talking about Anthony. He was selling the Bentley. Then when Wayne teased him
Yes,
about the top being ripped. Yeah,
it
so
was
you're
ripped.
right. You all might be right on it, saying that this man is a fraud.
I
But
mean, that's no. I think I'm the only one that's ever said it, because everybody thinks he's nice, but be I think because of the nature of me, I've never been a trusting person. As a child, I didn't trust. I don't know why. I just always would watch people. Not paranoid, but always watching. And
Mm,
then I grew up, I grew. And at first I wanted to be an attorney. But then I decided I liked programming when I was in high school. And
right.
so I did my first programming job and I had to type punched cards. And I did that. But
Oh,
then, my career took off. I became a software engineer and, I've done all kinds of things. It's just, whew, it's a lot,
yeah,
y'all. So when I speak about domestic violence, I am speaking from experience on that side too, but I can't say that because I don't work in there anymore. I don't tell secrets. I don't do all that stuff. I look
right.
at it from being a citizen, a mom, sister, and when you see it in your family, you know what you know,
Yeah,
and it's just people aren't exposed to it every day. Let's see, Trapstar says they're asking that because Wayne writes pushing for Amber to get nothing. Yet he writes the girlfriends and side women to get large monthly
yeah,
allowances.
yeah,
Trapstar, we know. I mean and that's the thing, we can shout to the cows come home, but people won't hear us. Even as reviewers, our voices are this we have tiny voices. It's not like we don't really have a megaphone. Not really, unless you really, really blow up. But there's no megaphone. And so, what I would like one journey would be to see more African American women, well, just people of color. I'm not even going to say African American,
yeah.
people of
People
color,
of color.
go into more social services, more social development, because our
Yeah.
kids are lost. Our
Well,
children they're not on the right track, and they're not going to pull rap
you're
music off.
you're, you're right.
They're not going to take it away. So what do? Here
You're
we
right.
are. Here we are, everybody, dealing with what we're dealing with.
So if the Country Wayne team is pulling in what's going on in societies to save our children, that's really good. What I'm concerned about is, and I'm sure they're concerned about it too, that it's done well. Because those, when you hear those words that Anthony says, well, my grandmother used to call blah, 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 the
He
other
was
kids are
right.
going to go to their girlfriends and they're going to say, blah, 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 blah. You're a 305, you're a 409, you're a 776, da 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 da. And it's
Mhm.
still inappropriate.
And what's so interesting, one journey, is that those are the exact words that back in the day and I don't mean back in the day a long time ago. I'm not that old, but they used to call women what Anthony said.
Yes, he said it with his grandmother. Yeah.
He said it. And those are words that my grandmother said. If somebody calls you this, my
Hmm.
grandmother was very outspoken, and maybe that's where I get it. But she will tell you straight out exactly what it means. And you can cringe all you want to. She's going to tell you, and you're
Hmm.
going to get it before she's done with you.
Good.
Let me see. I'm going to read just a few comments because I know you've
Sure.
got to go. Hope says, my grandmother taught me to always put something away because you depend on God, not man, because man will turn on you. My grandma was married 3 times and divorced twice. Yes. And then Trapstar says, they're asking that because Wayne writes pushing for Amber to get nothing. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that in the end, Amber is going to, she's going to be okay. And thank you, Miss T and Dolly. Exactly. It was Halle Berry. I just couldn't remember her name to save my life in one journey either. It's past time for Anthony to get, it is. And they're dragging it out and dragging it out because every time you click, money is made.
Yeah.
And we
Money,
know that from last
exactly.
year.
When you click,
Who's the
money is
Van
made.
Hunt? Okay.
You're absolutely right about that one. But that is my concern, that yes, we couldn't stop them from using foul language in the rap and
Nope.
missing what the actual story is trying to tell you. That did not stop, and here we are. Here we
And
are.
when you listen to Kendrick Lamar's song, "They're Not Like Us,"
Yeah,
believe him, they're not like us.
yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of rappers, even like one of my favorite rappers is Eminem, right? And the
Yes.
reason is because he's lived the life of a poor man.
Mm-hmm.
He's lived the life of trying to save his girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
who had problems,
Yeah.
right? So I love his prose. I love his I love Kendrick Lamar. Um I like Drake. Drake is from Canada, and that's what got Drake, because a
I
lot of
like
people
I like
didn't know Drake was from Canada.
I like Drake's
I
airplane
like
stuff,
Drake.
but I don't like his music too much. He curses too much for
He
me.
curses a lot.
But you know
And
what I like tonight?
what?
I like Dave's nakedness. I thought it was nice.
Dave was naked?
Dave,
You said Dave?
Dave in the skit. I liked his nakedness,
What nakedness?
his chest,
He
the
had on no
tattoo.
clothes? We talking about One Journey. Oh, the skit. I haven't even watched any skits.
Oh,
Oh my
oh, oh!
goodness.
Take a peek. Take a peek. Take a peek while I
Now
read
why
the.
they showing Dave like that?
Mhm. Yep. And
Did
I
you
said, "Oh,
guys
this
watch the skit?
well, Wayne doesn't have a body to show, and Anthony doesn't have a body
Hush,
to
Miss
show.
T. I see
Mike,
that. That's right,
Mike,
Grandma. But she was right. Me,
yeah,
I was
Mike
talking
has
to
a
Miss T.
body.
What?
Mike has a body to show, but a lot of them there they don't have bodies.
Oh, they're gonna make it worse for Amber and Dave. Just watch.
Really?
They're gonna make it worse. Of course they are. They've, it's a moneymaker.
Hey, Angela Phillips says she's 7338 says, "Hi, Nanya, I'm going to sign out. I have to get to my
Okay.
rest. We'll join you guys tomorrow. I'm going to sign out also."
Okay.
Miriam West says he has to live with the fact that he created a child outside his marriage. That's a karma to some degree. Although Kai is a gift, being alone while the other ladies move on. You're right.
Yes,
You're right.
it's true.
It,
Anthony's gonna end up by himself.
yeah.
But anyway, it's late. We kept you guys for a long time. Miss T, yeah, grandmas they be serious about it. Hi, Almez. Good evening. I love my grandma. She did not mince her words. Nonya, do you recall the smirk Amber had on her face when Anthony put her on those accounts? She was already plotting. Marion, I saw them. I
Yeah.
definitely did.
Let them
Because
plow
you
on.
kind of, it's sad that we have to be be in that mindset when you start noticing strange things going on with your spouse,
Yeah.
but you better pay attention.
Pay
And
attention.
Anthony was fake when he was driving the Bentley. I said he was Dolly. And we just have to pay attention. What else can we do? Oh, listen, Jenna said preach. But
Yes.
and I talk to you guys like I don't speak at work the way, I speak to
Right.
you like you're my sisters, my cousins, my nieces. I just speak to you. I just talk. And I do that because that is
Yeah.
easier for me to deliver. I don't
Yeah.
know you personally, but and then I love listening to One Journey because then she reminds me of work. So it's easier sometimes to just get the message out there. And not that you guys don't pick that up, of course you do. But when I start talking fast, I just talk. I just go, 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 go. I'm not trying to just, I just talk.
Mhm.
And I know what I know. And I'm going to say again because I was told that somebody has our buttercup. And I say, buckle up, buttercup. This time I'm going to keep using my buckle up buttercup because
So you
they're
can't use
now
that?
using that every time I put something out there, they start using it. But
Then
this
you're gonna have to
time,
start registering it, okay? Go to the registry
oh, you know
and
how
you're
many
gonna
things I've had. Oh, One
register?
Journey, you have no idea. Dolly, how many have I had? Four, five,
Oh
six.
Lord.
Gwen,
Yeah. You
I've had
have
a
to
lot.
go to the registry and
But
register it.
one,
That's it.
my grandfather, when we piled in the car, used to say, "Buckle up, Buttercup."
Yes.
It's a phrase that people use. but I don't
Yeah.
mind. But I said that one journey just so people know.
Yes.
I
That
come
we
up with these
know.
things, people start, and it's okay. It's
Yeah.
irritating a little bit, but on the other hand, people are
Well,
going to be
well,
people.
well. I use one journey because it actually comes from a scripture,
I love
and
one. I love One Journey. Oh, I
yeah,
thought it was the music group that you were using.
no, it was a scripture. It says, "It's appointed unto man once to die, and then the judgment," meaning that your actions are not going to go unjudged by God. He says you're appointed once to die, and then the judgment. So that's your journey. So we have to choose wisely.
We do, and we are here that we know of on One Journey, in
Yes,
One Journey. So
exactly.
One
So
Journey, please
that's
come
where
back.
one
I
journey
love
comes
having you
from.
on here. I love when you're here. I can
Well,
relate to you.
thank
The
you for the invitation.
the chatters can relate to you,
Yeah,
and
I know
we
this
love
crew.
having you here.
And
I'm
thank you
glad you
guys
do.
for building my numbers up. I appreciate you
Oh,
so
please
much.
subscribe to One Journey's channel.
So, so much.
Okay, please do. She's got an
Out of
awesome channel
yeah,
too.
out of 1,000, I have 153. So I'm
Okay,
coming up.
so let's get her to. Can we help her get to at least 200?
Yeah,
I know I'm
I'm coming up.
subscribed. You guys, they helped me so much. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
these women helped
yeah,
me a lot. And they
yes.
even listen to videos and stuff. I'm still working on it, but you know what? I'm not worried anymore.
Not
I'm not
worried.
worried about it. Let it
No,
go. And when I apply, apply. If they say no, okay, fine. But even though I know there's nothing wrong with it based on last year, but the new rules are probably what I'm being challenged with. Miss T, I just want to say thank you. Miss T says, no, not you, Nonya. I mean, like
oh,
the example you mentioned.
right,
Oh, okay. Thanks,
right,
Miss T.
right.
When you said DVM was shot down. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Miss T.
thank you, Miss
Because it's
T.
true. Girl, I saw
Yeah,
it. I saw it coming. I
yes.
was like, okay,
I
this is
have
what I'm
everything
doing.
else for my channel. I don't, I mean, I'm just started doing posts. I just started doing questions. But my biggest thing is my subscribers. That's where I
Okay.
need to, and I haven't sent email, a letter to, a text to O'Neill yet to see if, because I really need that to happen. So I'm going to send a global email out to
Yeah, I
the,
didn't even send that. I just started. See, I
yeah,
didn't know I didn't know any of that. I
yeah.
just happened to look at my channel and it said 32 people. I said, 32 people? I don't have a channel. I didn't even know what a channel was
Was.
when I started. I didn't know. I just looked under my name and it said 32 followers. And I said, what's a
Yes.
I know what a follower is because I was a
Yes,
Facebook person.
of
And I
course.
was like, what's that? I said, and then I said, O'Neill,
Yeah.
I have
I re
32 subscribers. What does that
yeah.
mean?
I remember when I
I
sent
didn't
you
know.
your st I remember, Nanya, I remember when I sent you your statistics, you were so shocked, you
I
know?
was.
And you're
I
like,
was
"What
like,
did she do? How did she get this?" And I'm like, "It's public information."
and I
You
thought it was
know?
private. I didn't see, I didn't
Yeah.
know One Journey.
Wow.
All
I
of
know
this I'm
that
learning
happens
by
to me
the
a
seat
lot.
of my pants.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot when I wake people up. They
Mhm.
think I'm being offensive or they
I was
think I'm
like,
being
where? No, I wasn't
yeah.
offended.
No,
I
no,
was
no, 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 you were
surprised.
not. You were surprised, yeah.
I was
But I'm just saying
surprised.
with my characteristics,
I'm like, One
people
Journey, where'd
think,
this come from? Why are they out here? I'm thinking that's private stuff, right?
yeah,
Because
you
I
were.
didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah,
anything about
yeah,
any of this.
right.
Now I could probably help somebody build a channel. Well, I did actually help somebody with their channel, but that's neither here nor there
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah.
But
Absolutely, absolutely.
it is what it is. At
Absolutely.
this point, nobody in the writing room, and I do hope Wayne is at least making a turn of some sort for the
Yeah.
good. Hear me, girl. It is a very scary world. Me and
Yes.
my sister went. I'm gonna let you go, and Jordan, you gotta go. Me and my sister went to the movies. I think I was like 11. I was 10 or 11, and we could
Yes.
go to the movies back in the summertime in
Magnolia.
LA, right? We go
Yes.
to the movies, and this man sat behind us. We're little. I'm like 11, and I think she was about 9.
Wow.
And this man sat behind us and offered to buy us candy. You know the stuff you see on TV? That
Yes.
happened. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like when I think of some of that stuff, and then I think about what happened, what goes on today, how much worse it is today than it was when I was coming up,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
right? I mean, it's both of us, me and my sister, and here's this man coming up behind two little girls. We're at the movies, the matinee or whatever, in the daytime. It's summertime, and this creepy man comes up behind us. So just think now how bad it is. And we do
Very
have a
bad.
lot of weak men, trap star. We do. It's
Yep.
sad. And I didn't mean for this to go dark, you guys. I didn't do this on purpose. But, the DV
No,
thing got me. I
it
just
didn't go.
released the video just hit. So I did this. I sat on the couch and I did a video. It's just about Amber and hitting or slapping Anthony from reaching back to Idaho and slapping him. And then he comes up with a smile on his face.
She's the only character that can actually carry this and not be terminated. So
Yeah.
and she's probably part of that writing team as well, and
Well,
the
Amber,
directing
yeah.
team.
And she's a producer. She's on the
Yeah,
production team.
exactly. So they're gonna bring it to the forefront, and hopefully they'll address the young men. Is that you don't do this to Black women. You don't do it to your own people. And for those basketball players that want to run to the snow bunnies, have a good time.
Uh look,
What-
I have no comment on that one because I've seen it in the
Yeah,
sports world.
I know.
I've seen it, right?
Yeah. And
But
then when they die, they throw the mommies out of the mansion.
they
Hmm.
sure do. And
Hmm.
Shaq is one of the main ones. He said that's the biggest mistake he could have ever done by
Yeah.
cheating on his wife. And he
Yes, I
said
did.
he
Yeah,
loves
I saw him
her
say that too.
to this day. He said
Yeah.
if he could take it back, and she is gone because
Yeah.
she warned him, if you ever cheat and I catch you, I am
Yeah.
leaving you.
Yeah.
And what did he do?
Yeah.
Got caught.
Got caught.
Okay, what do I call this? Amber delivers the slap, or Amber. This is on the DV. I just did it. It
Yeah.
took forever to
I'm gonna
load.
watch it tomorrow.
I have to make something funny sounding. Like it can't just be straightforward. It has to be
Right.
a little
Right.
creative. Amber shows Anthony a new dance called the slap. How about that?
Sounds good.
So I just put this video out. If you guys would watch it, it's like 11 minutes, but I think it's pretty good. But you know me, I'll get nervous and I might repeat something, like
Don't
I'm a
worry.
mom, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I'm just going to call it Amber shows Anthony a new dance, or the slap dance or something like that, something goofy. But it's a video that I just dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
And that'll count toward my hours if when people watch it and stuff like that. One
Yes.
Journey, it has been truly a pleasure, and I
Yes.
hope you come back soon. And
Well,
I'm
well,
going to try to get over to your page, but I
yes.
really want to get these and I have so many videos. One Journey, it's
I
hard for
know.
me to remember which one is which.
I can imagine.
It's hard. So in the meantime, for people who don't know, I'm taking all the video out, um, because I did make the metrics for monetization, and then
Congratulations.
somebody, oh, thank you. Well, they took it back now because I'm short $200 again. But I went in and I cut out some video
Wow.
because I have a feeling that that's what the new law, the new procedure is with their SOPs. I think
Oh,
that it's getting to where they are wanting reviewers to not use the actual video footage at all. And
what?
no, no, that's what I'm saying. That's
Oh
why I'm
my.
taking this video out.
Well, when you get a chance to get over to my channel, or I'll send a global email out
I'm
to.
not, don't put it out that that's what they told me. That
No, no,
is what
no,
they
that's not what I'm
incubated.
saying. I
Uh-huh.
don't know what I'm doing wrong on my channel because I'm
Oh,
so right now I'm into the technical pieces of making sure it's stabilized, but I don't know what's
okay.
wrong that I need to get rid of. That's what I'm saying.
I will definitely come over. If
Yeah.
there's
But you
anything
you
I can
finish
do to
that
help you.
because, I want you to make your date, and in the meantime, I will ask the other creators to see if they will, come and support, and then
Uh-huh.
go from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
One journey, of course. I will do whatever I
yeah.
can for you.
When I feel so that I'm so far back, that I need to catch up, and I
Don't
will.
feel like that. Just think,
Yeah,
I didn't know what a doggone channel was when I
yeah,
started. You
yeah.
guys, I had no idea what it I really didn't know because I was from Facebook until I
Me
got
me
on
too.
O'Neill's channel.
Yeah,
I had
me
no
too.
idea. I didn't know what that meant. I said, "Why? Who are these 32 people?" I didn't even
Yeah,
know what it was. I mean, I
yeah,
know the word subscriber, but I'm thinking, why do
yes,
I have subscribers? I don't have a channel. And that's when
true.
I decided to make a channel. But anyway, you guys,
Mm.
we're going to let you go. One journey.
Oh, good night.
I'm going
Thank
to
you.
stop by and please
Yeah,
subscribe
but
to One Journey's channel.
yeah,
It
please.
is actually very awesome. It's
Thank you. I
awesome.
appreciate you so much, all of
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I love One Journey. And I'm glad you were here. And I'm glad you are with us.
Yeah,
So
usually
that
I
means you
pull off.
survived moderator night. And I'm very proud of you. But I knew
Yeah.
you would when I saw you on the screen.
Oh, well, thank you.
And so, with that said, does anybody have any more comments? Because we're going to say goodnight and we love you all. I accidentally found mine a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know either. Yeah, I didn't know. I just said, oh, let me investigate. What is this? And being a programmer, I'm
Yes.
like, let me go investigate and find out what this is. And that's how I started doing this. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you for your
Thank you
time.
for
It was
hanging out. One journey, peace.
peace.
And you're always working, so I never know when you're there. But I'm going to try to take a minute. Today, I took another. I freeze water bottles. Oh, that's a good idea, Dolly. I'm going to take time because today I did so many videos. And after the chat, of course, I sat on the couch. I fell asleep, but at least I only, hi, Humphrey. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
I
everyone.
actually fell asleep on the couch again. And I'm thinking, why am I so sleepy? Good night, nature. Good night, Miss Fatal. Good night, everybody. Good night, Gwen. Good night, Miss T. Good night, Keisha. Bye, Hemi girl. So, bye, Dolly. Everybody, I love you. And we'll talk later.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night.
Take care, please.
Stay one journey
Bye-bye.
for a minute. Okay.
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Good night.